Monster Jam fans. It's a great day for some action out at the pit party. It's as big as it gets right here at World Finals for the second season in a row at Rice-Eccles Stadium. My name is Janissa Cruz, joined by my co-hosts up at the main stage. They have so much to tell you about what you can expect to do right here at the pit party.
That's right. I'm Jack Farmer on the main stage here with Janissa Cruz, and this is where a lot of the fun action is going to be taking place. We're going to have some Hall of Fame interviews. We're going to have some toy reveals, but also we're going to have a fashion show for Sparkle Smash later on today, so you're not going to want to miss any of that right here at the main stage. But we are not alone. We've got some incredible people with us here, like my good pal, David Melia. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Jack Farmer. You kidding me? Ain't no party like a Monster Jam pit party, especially at World Finals. All those amazing things that Jack and Janissa just mentioned. We're going to add an extra layer because today at the FMX Freestyle Mania, we're getting closer to crowning a champion. We're going to crown a champion for the first time at a pit party. So we have 3 competitions, best whip, upright trick, and best trick over there at the Freestyle Mania area.
Yeah, you know what? Not only that, Salt Lake City, we going monster. I had to throw that in there, y'all. Just saying. Hey, I'm going to be at the Losi RC racing track, guys. Make sure you guys come and see me over there. I'm Jabari, by the way. That time will be 11:45 for racing. We got a high jump competition at 1:30, freestyle at 2:25, and we have our actual drivers that are going to be competing at 4:30. I'm talking about Bari Musauer, Cynthia Gauthier, and Charlie Pocket, and many more. Make sure you guys come visit us over there at the RC World Finals.
And Monster Jam fans, we cannot forget about our other co-hosts. We got Keaton Stewart up at the front, ready to kick it off with all of you fans that are excited to come on in to the pit party. Keaton, take it away.
Thanks so much, Janissa. The energy is palpable, and these fans are ready to get this pit party started. I don't want to keep them waiting any longer. So you guys are going to help me count down from 3 to 1. When I say 1, that's when we start the fun, and the Monster Jam pit party begins. All right, guys, ready? 3, 2, 1. Come on into the Monster Jam pit party. We've got tons of fun for you Monster Jam fans. For such an exciting day, it's only right that we start with Mr. Excitement himself. And you know what, Jim? So many Monster Jam fans, they saw their very first Monster Jam truck and fell in love with the sport. And for so many of our fans, that truck is Avenger. So I'm so excited today for us to unleash a brand new paint out. So you're going to help me. I'm actually going to let you do the honors. We'll count down from 3. If you guys can hear us, help Jim out. Take it away.
3, 2, 1, unveil!
I mean, you can hear the oohs and the ahs. I even have chills. That's got to be the best reaction to get from these fans. Talk to us a little bit about what you want them to know about this brand new paint out.
Well, this paint job's kind of, Air Force, United States. It's, it has that whole compilation together. That's what made the theme the way we wanted it to. We thought, how cool would it be to make a fighter jet? 4th of July, celebrating America. Last year we had the Stars and Stripes. We brought the Stars and Stripes back out yesterday for qualifying, but today we want to unveil the masterpiece. Here it is. I hope you guys love it. I hope you take it in. Hope you like taking pictures of it. We're here all day. It's going to be awesome.
Make sure you don't miss it. Come on over to Avenger and check out the brand new paint out.
What is happening, beautiful people? Salt Lake City, we are here, baby. What is happening? I'm Jabari, and look at where I am, guys. We are here in the All-RC World, the Losi RC Championship, and this is the track right here is what I'm standing on. Hey, coming up in about, I would say, maybe 20 minutes, head on over because we're going to have a racing competition taking place. We have all of our drivers over here. They are getting ready for the fun, and not only that, we have a very special treat for you guys because at 4:30, we are going to have actual Monster Jam truck drivers come and compete at 4:30. Wow, it's something you definitely don't want to miss. So come on, head on over because we're about to start this Low C RC Championship in racing. So much fun. You don't want to miss it.
Monster Jam fans, once again, in the next few minutes, the place to be is over in the performance area. In about 3 minutes at 11:20 a.m., you're going to see our freestyle motocross team compete alongside David Mila. We'll be seeing them show off their best whip, best upright trick, and best overall trick. Once again, in the next couple of minutes, right at 11:20 a.m., the place to be is over with freestyle motocross in our performance area.
Stars from the Freestyle Mania series. They are here in Salt Lake City, trying to win themselves the very first Freestyle Mania FMX Championship here at World Finals. A total of 7 competitions over the course of 3 days. We are now in the second day, second competition. What do you say? Let's meet some of these superstars. They're going to have 2 practice jumps. Get a feel for the track. Get a feel for the jump. But more importantly, get a feel from you, Monster Jam fans. They need your energy as they are on the quest to become a world champion. So here we go. Let's make some noise. We got TJ Tiffany, JCB Tigatron, Stars and Stripes. Make some noise for Drew Slough, Classroom Crusher. AJ Roseboro and Toro Loco. Make some noise for your Freestyle Mania champion, Noah Bakken, Greg Digger Red Primer. Greg Duffy. There we go. Cam Sepulveda, Sparkle Smash, and Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Here we go, Chandler Hyder, Zombie. TJ Tiffany over here in style with the new Stars and Stripes paint out. Courtesy of JCB Tigatron, unbelievable new paint out for that dirt bike. We're celebrating here, 4th of July weekend. And then, of course, just like Weston Anderson, we see Noah Bakken in the Grave Digger Red Primer as well. A brand new paint out. Greg Duffy. And Cam Sepulveda, who is your current leader right now. Let's make some noise. Billy Wilson, Megalodon. The Chombi, Chandler Hyder. Oh, these boys are ready. Let's kick this off. Here we go. Before we do, let's remind everybody of exactly what went down yesterday. As of right now, Cam Sepulveda is in the lead, leading all of the riders. But that was in the first competition. So this right here is the best whip competition. All of our riders are going to get one opportunity to throw their best whip in the air. We'll check in with Jared LaRue throughout the competition to see the different variations of whips we're going to be seeing and the difficulty of these tricks. Again, all of these points are going to be added up throughout the course of this weekend. So let's not keep them waiting any longer. Monster Jam fans, are you ready? Boys, are you ready to rock? Here we go. Let's kick this off. Starting the whip competition is Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Billy Wilson back in Freestyle Mania action after kicking off the inaugural season last summer. Now he's donning the Megalodon blue. What does he have up his sleeve right here for the best whip? That's going to be, scoring is open right now for Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Judgeszone.com is the place to be, SLC. We're going to need your scores right now, Monster Jam fans. The score form, the expert judge is in. So let's find out exactly where that leaves Billy Wilson, your very first competitor here in the best whip competition. setting the tone. Let's see exactly where that leaves them. The score for Billy Wilson is a 3.316 for your very first competitor. Let's keep this going. Your next competitor is Greg Duffy, Bailey Circuit. Greg Duffy, a veteran of the sport, has won competition by just throwing up a whip throughout Freestyle Mania. Let's see what he has right now. Greg. Woo! There you go, Greg Duffy. Throwing a nice little whip action right here. JudgesZone.com, the scoring is open. 20 seconds on the clock. While you're scoring, let's check in with Jared. Jared, how was that whip from Greg?
It was really good, actually. You know, there's different types. Everybody's got their own unique style, what, you know, works best for them. As you said, like, Greg came up, sit down, two-bounce whip, nice moto whip, comes up and around. He's trying to get it more upside down than he is turned around backwards. So overall, I thought it was really good.
A lot of skill involved when it comes to this. The scoring is locked. Let's find out where that leaves Greg Duffy. The score for Greg is an 8.763, taking the lead. Ringling Bailey Circuit. We've got your third competitor coming up, Cam Sepulveda, Sparkle Smash. Cam Sepulveda walked away with a competition win yesterday in the best trick, earning him 8 points so far. Let's see how he does in the best whip to see if we can add to some of those points. Woo! Cam Sepulveda, huge whip right there. Scoring is open, JudgesZone.com. SLC, that is the code. We need your help, Monster Jam fans, to get the scoring in. Jared LaRue, the expert judge, has put in his score. Again, we are adding all of these points to crown a champion after our 7 competitions. We are in competition number 2, the best whip, and the scores are locked. Let's find out the score for Cam Sepulveda is a 6.987, good for second place. Sparkle Smash. Let's make some noise for your next competitor. It's TJ Tiffany, JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. TJ Tiffany making his way, trying to lay a bigger whip than everybody else has so far. He has his family in attendance. What do you got, TJ? Scoring is open. Head over to JudgesZone.com. TJ Tiffany with that brand new paying out. Stars and Stripes, JCB Digatron. Jared LaRue over here just having a good time, as well as our competitors are. His expert score is in. Let's find out where that leaves your fourth competitor right here in the best whip competition. The score for TJ Tiffany is a 5.241, good for third place. We've got 4 more competitors to go, and making his way next is AJ Roseborough, El Toro Loco. AJ is known for throwing some big whips when it comes to this competition. Let's see exactly what he has up his sleeve. Here we go, AJ. Scoring's open. Pretty impressive whip right there from AJ. We're looking at so many things when it comes to this competition. Remember, JudgesZone.com, SLC, as AJ makes his way back to the center. We're going to find out what the judges thought and what you fans thought. The score is locked, and the score for AJ Roseborough is a 7.510, putting AJ in second place for El Toro Loco. Let's keep it going with your Freestyle Mania champion. It is Noah Bakken, Gravedigger Red Primer. Check him out. He's hyping up the crowd right now. Gravedigger Red Primer dirt bike. The first time we have ever seen this paint out for Team Gravedigger. Let's see Noah Bakken throw a whip in style. Scoring's up. JudgesZone.com. Let's lock it in. So far, very impressive right there. Let's check in with Jared LaRue. Jared, how did that whip differ from the rest that you've seen?
Just a much different style. You got Cam came out with the turn down whip. AJ, another C-bounce whip. Noah just kind of did his own thing. You know, he got it pretty upside down, a little different. Like I said, it was not one that goes around completely backwards, but he got it pretty upside down. That's something we like to see.
That's coming from the expert's mouth. Of course, Noah coming from a racing background. He says that affects his whips and makes it a little bit different than the other ones. The score for Noah Bakken is a 9.064. Good enough to take the lead. Gravedigger Red Primer. And let's make some noise for the next competitor. It's Chandler Hyder, Zombie. Big moment for Team Zombie last night as his teammate Brandon Telechka walks Okay, Monster Jam fans, it is your final competitor here in the best whip competition. It's Drew Slough, Classroom Crusher. Drew Slough is known for throwing big whips. How about you, Drew? Making it tough right now for our expert judge. Our final competitor said, I want to win this. Right now, Noah Bakken is leading the pack. Let's see if that is enough for Drew Slough to take the top spot. The scores are in. Jared LaRue has put in his score as well. And the score for Drew Slough is an 8.836, leaving him second place, which means that your winner for the best whip competition is Noah Bakken, Gravedigger Red Primer. Make some noise for Noah Bakken, getting it done, earning 8 points to add on to the 7 he already had. We're going to tally all of these points, and we're going to let you know exactly where these competitors stand after these 2 competitions that we've seen so far at World Finals. But I don't think these boys are done. Let me see. Monster Jam fans, do you guys want to see some more? In the winner's circle. Noah, that whip was unbelievable, and you had a couple competitors go that kind of set the tone, but you were able to pull it off. Talk to the people and tell them how you managed to get the win.
Thanks, David. Yeah, that was a little bit of a scary whip there. I see, Duffy, he brought the heat a little bit, so I went out there. I knew I had to throw this Gravedigger machine as hard as I could sideways. And I'm glad it worked, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure coming off winning the Mania Tour with Weston, but hoping I can hold it down and get another win for Team Gravedigger.
That's what it's all about. The team still continues, and of course, Noah Bakken is getting it done, earning 8 points for the best whip competition. So congratulations. Let's make some noise, everybody, for Noah Bakken, Gravedigger Red Primer. And now for those of you that are keeping score, we're going to check in to see where that leaves all of our competitors after these two competitions. Noah Bakken, after winning the whip, has now taken the top spot with 15 points. Cam Sepulveda was our winner yesterday in the best trick competition. He now has 12 points on the leaderboard. And then rounding out the rest, we have El Toro Loco, AJ Roseborough with 11, Ringling Bailey Circuit, Greg Duffy with 10, Drew Slough Classroom Crusher with 9, Megalodon Billy Wilson with 7, JCB Stars and Stripes, Digatron DJ Tiffany 6, and Zombie Chandler Hyder 2. But we are not done yet. We have 2 more FMX competitions coming your way, and all of these points are going to be added up. We are not done yet. 2 more competitions a little bit later on. And then, of course, if you're hanging out by the performance areas, we are right next to the Low C World Finals. So make sure that you go check out Low C and all of the great stuff that is happening over there. One more time, thank you so much, Monster Jam fans. This is David Mila over at the Monster Jam Freestyle Mania FMX competition.
Monster Jam fans, make sure to make your way on over to the Monster Jam World Finals Hall of Fame tent, where you can check out all of the cool stuff there regarding our Hall of Fame and take a preview of the individuals going into the Hall of Fame later on this weekend in Tom Mentz and Lupe Souza. Tons of fun historical stuff over there, the kind of stuff you can only see in person at Monster Jam World Finals. Head on over to that Hall of Fame tent. Fans, I have a very special guest for you. Please give a big round of applause to Miles Leaker, JCB Marketing Manager, coming on up here. Miles, welcome to the show. We're going to go ahead and hand this microphone on over to you. Have a seat here. I want to chat all about JCB and the partnership you guys have with us here at Monster Jam and how incredible it's been. But something that we've been talking about a lot is it's the 250th anniversary of America, but America is not the only thing celebrating an anniversary. JCB has a pretty big one itself, isn't that right?
That's right. Today, or this year, is our 80th anniversary. So JCB's been building machines globally for 80 years now.
And since then, the growth has been pretty spectacular. One of the things that I think is pretty cool is JCB is a family company. And a part of that family, of course, JCB Digatron competing later on. But also Feld is a family company. Talk to me about that partnership between JCB, Feld, and Digatron.
Sure. So JCB and Feld and Monster Jam have an amazing partnership. We've got 2 family-owned companies, and it's a perfect fit. So it works organically. So it's more than a partnership with just our logo up on the wall. This is a partnership where we have our machines actually building the track. So from the first load of dirt that goes in there to rebuilding the jumps in between events to taking the dirt out at the end, our machines are everywhere. Even picking up the monster trucks when they flip over, you've got JCB machines coming out there flipping them back up.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are there from the very beginning. When I say the very beginning, I mean even before people get here. You guys are a part of even the construction of all of the dirt and things to make our incredible tracks. Talk to me a little bit about what it's been like as a partner with Monster Jam, and what are some things that have surprised you guys being a part of Monster Jam?
I mean, the whole relationship has been amazing. We have an amazing driver with Tristan England. We have amazing dealers throughout North America that help us support no matter which location we go to. So our dealers can use Monster Jam events for brand awareness. We can bring customers to different shows. So it's a great way for Feld and JCB and Monster Jam to get our brands out there as we all continue to grow.
Yeah, you talk about growth here. Something that's pretty cool about JCB recently is you guys have actually expanded. You have a new facility, I believe, out in Texas.
That's right. So JCB is a global company. And right now, we're really focused on North America. We're building the largest factory in JCB's history. We're building a 1 million square foot facility in San Antonio, Texas, in addition to our North American current headquarters with our factory in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, you talked about how great of a deal this is for people who are trying to find a dealer and the connection you have with them. If someone wanted to get connected with JCB, what should they do?
I mean, you can always go to jcb.com. That's where you can reach out. You can find your local dealer. You can get in touch with us at the office. So that's a great way to reach out and get more information.
You know, we have a lot of fans here who see the JCB Dirt Squad out there every single event, and of course JCB Digatron. And we all have our favorite pieces of equipment we see out there, the ones that we like. I want to ask you, what is your favorite piece of equipment? And two, what's the unsung hero? What's the piece of equipment that doesn't get the love it deserves?
Everybody loves our wheel loaders. Everybody loves Scoops. Scoops comes out there. We have multiple big wheel loaders that go out there and flip over these giant monster trucks after they've done a backflip and rolled over. But I'll tell you, the unsung hero is the teleskid. So we actually have the world's only skid steer with a boom that actually extends out. So when you're building these monster jumps and these tracks, it can actually reach out and scrape that dirt, and you can get it in side door entry, which is something no other skid steer does. So it's a very unique machine, an unsung hero of Monster Jam.
JCB always doing things and stepping ahead of the competition. It's one of the reasons why we here at Monster Jam are so appreciative of JCB being partners here with us. Like I said, if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't even have a track here, and the spectacle of the track this year is incredible. It looks amazing, and the work that you guys have done has always been awesome for us. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And everyone, let's give a big round of applause to Miles Leaker and JCB, and let's make sure to cheer on JCB Digatron later today.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Monster Jam.
Maybe that's what it is. Every time I touch my head. Oh my god, ow. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Like,
Who's humanoid?
I try to. And then it does something about it's like the active. So this is gonna start with the fire down
That all of our Monster Jam fans are so familiar with those crazy maneuvers that are happening out on the track. But all of the craziness and wildness wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the unsung heroes, as I like to say, our technicians behind the scenes. We've got our UNOH technicians, and of course, joining me now is Bam. And Bam, you've worked as a crew chief. You know these Monster Jam trucks in and out. How important is it when, doing something like removing one of those BKT tires? How important is teamwork in a situation like that?
Teamwork is awesome in between taking the tires off or even just being together as a whole. It's easier when you have two guys taking off these tires. There's one guy that controls the jack, there's another guy that controls the gun, and then they work together. Sometimes you have to pick the truck up tire to get all the lug nuts off. Some of them like to stick, so it's easier when you're working as a team to be able to move over the jack as well as using the gun to get that BKT tire off.
And, of course, our Monster Jam trucks are larger than life. So it's only right that we've got those BKT tires, 645 pounds. It seems absolutely mad. So I want to let the fans see, those of you who are right here, a front row seat, but let's show them exactly what it takes to remove one of these 645-pound BKT tires. So, Bam, talk to us about the first couple steps that get these guys into action.
Okay, so we're going to start out with Ricky, actually. He's going to come in there. He's going to take off 10 lug nuts. He's going to zap all those off. Kennedy's going to help as he does it. She's going to maneuver the jack, move it up and down, whatever Ricky needs to get that tire off. As soon as all those lug nuts are off, they're going to start maneuvering the tire back and forth and using their body weight to actually push it off, and then you can eventually roll it away and do whatever it is you please.
Bam, I love how you make it sound so simple and easy, but I know it's not. So I do want to give a chance to highlight our UNOH technicians. I know we've got some of them joining us right now at the main stage. So I'm going to toss it over to the main stage while we keep our eyes on the action right here.
Can you hear me?
Let's play a trivia game. How many body mounts does it take for each chassis by
That's a
feet
trick question. It depends.
to hold on the body? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Monster Jam fans, turn your attention back on up to the main stage. I am hanging out with some pretty cool members of the Monster Jam family. We have our UNOH technicians, Monster Jam fans. I'm going to kick it off with each of them to go ahead and introduce themselves. So let's kick it off with our Thunder Roarus crew chief first. Can you tell everyone your name and exactly what your role is here at Monster Jam?
Hey everyone, my name is Shelby Fisher, and I am the Thunder Roarus crew chief.
All right, let's pass the mic down. Next up.
What's up, guys? I'm Kai Campbell. I am right now working on the truck that's hanging over there, the El Toro Loco.
What's going on, Monster Jam fans? I'm Jazz Crawl. Currently, I'm working on Sparkle Smash. I'm bouncing between Chelsea Van Cleve and Logan Ashline.
Next up, we got two sitting in the back. Kick it off for me.
Hi, guys. My name's Jose Torres, and I'm a body technician.
Hey, Monster Jam fans. My name is Garyon Roberts, and I am the support technician for Gravedigger Stars and Stripes.
Now, Jazz, I'm going to start with you for a second. A lot of fans don't know the difference between a crew chief versus a support technician. So if you could kind of break down a little bit more of the nitty-gritty, day-to-day duties of both for these fans, that'd be super awesome.
So once you start as a technician with Monster Jam, once you get through the training and all that, you go out on the road and you start out as a support tech, which is your main priority is to support the crew chief in anything they need, but also your responsibility is to make sure that truck looks nice and shiny and clean and that the trailer's clean. So you're kind of just supporting everybody, but mainly your crew chief. You do work on the trucks too, don't get me wrong, but you're just supporting everybody. And then once you get good at that and everybody sees that you're good doing that, you move on to a crew chief, you get your own truck. You work on that truck. Everything you do with that truck is yours. It's yours. Your name's on everything. And you're responsible if things go good, things go bad.
Thank you so much. Now, Monster Jam fans, they are the unsung heroes of Monster Jam. And I want to kick it over to Kai next to talk a little bit more about the training behind the scenes. You don't just come up and just start working on these Monster Jam trucks. There's a process. So, Kai, if you could shed a little light onto that topic.
So our wonderful Monster Jam instructor, Jeffson, who is incredible at his job, he is our teacher, our mentor. He has a class that we do that requires us going through each corner on on the truck and going through the planetaries, taking out the bolt gear, going down to the hub, and it's pretty in depth. And once he feels that we are good to move on and ready to go, we're sent out in the field.
Now, Shelby, I've been on a series with you for quite some time, and I've seen you, back in the pit area, hot pits, cold pits, behind the scenes, working on that Apex Predator behind the scenes. And I've got to hand it to you, a lot of people say, the guys are great at this, the guys are great at that, but what's it like for you to rep these Monster Jam trucks as a female crew chief?
They always talk about, women in a male-dominated sport and how it might be a little bit harder for us. But honestly, I've never felt more welcome anywhere. They've always been really supportive. But, there's always that little bit of almost like an edge, you got to keep up with them. There's always that little stereotype, I guess. Not that we try to pay attention to those, but I always try to go above and beyond and beat those odds of women in a male-dominated sport. Sometimes people... I've heard it before, we'll be at a display somewhere, I'll be putting tires on the truck, and they're like, hey, what are you doing here? You're pushing those big tires around, that's for the guys to do. And I'm like, nah, this is my truck, and I'm here to represent what I do, my driver, and this sport that we're in.
Thank you. Very well said. And shout out to the fans that are showing you some love. I want to hear from my two guys in the back. Either of you can answer this question. I'm curious to know about your specific welcome, I guess I'll say, into Monster Jam. What is your specific background? What's your story? How did you get involved with this organization?
So my story is I'm from El Paso, Texas, and I've always gone to Monster Jam my whole life. Ever since I was 4, I would go to every show. I think I only missed 2. And then one day I went to a show and I seen them promote UNOH and turn your passion into your career. And I was like, man, I want to do that. But before that, I had no background in doing anything mechanically. I've never held a wrench in my life. And then I was like, I want to do it. I want to take this risk, see where it takes me. Then 5 years later, I haven't lived in my house for 5 years. And here I am traveling the world with Monster Jam, making sure all those bodies look beautiful for you fans. And yeah, it's been one hell of a ride.
That's awesome, man. Now, Gary, I want to talk a little bit about the difference between being out on the road versus chilling. Well, maybe not chilling, working hard back at the shop. So for many of these fans who don't know, there are many of you that are on the road with us, but there's a whole slew of folks during an entire season that are working diligently at the shop. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I can. So as you can see right now, we're out on the road. It's World Finals. It's way different. It's a bigger ball game here when you're in World Finals. Obviously, it's more trucks, it's more maintenance, it's more to do, it's more to see. Versus in the shop, we get way more in depth into our maintenance. That's where we get to the real fine nitty gritty of what we need to check, fix for the next show or whatever the next city will be. So it's the bread and butter. It's the bread and butter. We go 8 to 5. At the shop, and out here, it's whatever it takes to get the trucks ready for the fans.
Okay, 8 to 5. I see you. Okay, technicians. Now, anyone can answer this question. Whether you're newer to the Monster Jam family or if you've been in the game for quite some time, what would you say is the biggest highlight of your career as a technician here at Monster Jam? Not everybody at once.
Okay,
Shelby's ready.
I'm gonna take a crack at this question right here. So I know during an event, everyone's out there, they're watching whatever truck's out on the track, during freestyle or two-wheel racing. They're all like, oh my gosh, wow. We'll take Tristan, for example. Tristan, he's fast out during racing. He's good at two-wheel. His freestyles are very technical. And everyone's just watching how Tristan drives. But I feel like for us as technicians, we're out there, we're watching the drivers do what they do, but for me, I feel a little bit of pride in being able to watch my truck go out there, and Colt can do whatever he wants to do in that truck and have it keep up with him. I'm watching my own work while everyone else is watching his work. It's a little bit of, there's two things going on there, and I don't think that's really a whole lot of what people think about. They're just watching him, but for me, I'm watching him and myself.
Now, speaking of that, there's even more collaboration that takes place behind the scenes that a lot of folks don't know about. So I want to actually kick it over to Jazz for a second. During an event, a lot of the times fans, and even myself sometimes, this slips my mind, the fans are watching these drivers go wild on the track, but they don't realize that the driver has, like, what I would kind of say, like a sidekick, not actually in the truck, but in their ear. So can you talk a little bit about the communication that has to take place when these drivers hit the track?
There's a bunch of communication, like you said. We're on headset with them, just like in NASCAR. They have crew chiefs. At Monster Jam, they have crew chiefs. We're working on the truck, but we're also up in the stands with you guys. Not exactly with you guys, but up in there, talking to our drivers, letting them know track conditions, what's working, what's not for other drivers, talking them through, trying to talk them off that ledge sometimes when they're kind of down in the dumps. And sometimes with a new driver like this year, I had Logan Ashline. She's new. She knows what she's doing, but she's learning still, and there's things that I see that she might not see, so I try to tell her what might work and what might not work or what she could do better. And having that communication with especially a new driver, giving her or him that confidence to go out there and burn it down for you Monster Jam fans is the key to success at Monster Jam.
Okay, cool. Now, something I like to kind of do is I like to get like the inside scoop, and I'm sure these fans do too. So I'm going to dig even deeper. What's something maybe, I'm actually going to put Kai on the spot. What's something maybe that these fans don't know when it comes to being behind the scenes? Like whether it be, how long you work, or whether it be, something specific about any parts or anything like that. What is something that these fans might not know, maybe a secret, about any of the technicians behind the scenes?
Something I think that may be overlooked sometimes is the long days. The long days that we are putting in constantly for these awesome Monster Jam drivers to go out there and do their absolute, wildest stuff. We are sometimes here for 14, 15, 16, 17 and it, sometimes it's tough, but you get to get up knowing that what you're doing is making a difference, and we're entertaining all of you thousands, millions of awesome fans to just keep supporting us and keep us going.
Now, speaking of making a difference, Monster Jam fans, something that I think is really, really helpful in being able to hear from them is to be able to, see up close and personal, not just the drivers, but the people that are helping these drivers really throw it down for you out on the track. And so I actually want to kick it back to UNOH for a second to talk about how you can get involved. That's the University of Northwestern Ohio. How you can get involved behind the scenes, turning wrenches on these trucks like these these technicians. And so either of my two in the back can jump in on this one, but how can these fans get involved and what can they look forward to experiencing if they go ahead and enroll at UNOH?
I'll go ahead and kick us off there. So how I got involved was I used to actually volunteer for behind the scenes and just help out here and there. Eventually, as you can see, all the banners are everywhere, UNOH, EDU. I just looked up online and I wanted to see, okay, if this is true what they're saying, then I'm gonna attend this school. And so I made a few calls. Me being a vet myself, I was able to go to school to UNOH for free, and then eventually they came to the school, and next thing you know, I'm here as a support technician.
See, Monster Jam fans, if you want to get involved, all you got to do is just say the word. I always say closed mouths can't get fed, right? So if you ever want to get involved with Monster Jam, go ahead and volunteer. I can actually, just as a sidebar, even highlight one of our drivers right now. We have Matt Cody behind the wheel of Gravedigger Stars and Stripes. I definitely could say he is someone who's talked a lot about how he got involved behind the scenes, just sweeping floors. And now he's driving one of the biggest and baddest, to the bone, quite literally, Monster Jam trucks. You can check him out there. I want to just ask you guys, and anyone can jump in at any moment. I want to ask you really quickly, as a child, did you imagine that this would be part of your life, or what was it that actually geared any of you into this position?
I have always been, so I grew up in Arizona, and it's the desert. I love the desert. I've always been into off-roading and four-wheel drive and stunts. So when I went to a Monster Jam show and saw the advertisement for UNOH, and I was like, that's four-wheel drive, that's dirt, that's high jump, that's exactly what I'm into. And sure enough, after 3 years, here we are. Now this is coming up on my 4th year at Monster Jam here, and it's been one heck of a ride.
Now, speaking of ride, I love a fun question. I'm just curious. So you, although you work behind the scenes on these Monster Jam trucks, let's just say hypothetically speaking, you drove, right? Which Monster Jam superstar out there competing would you love to battle it out against? And part 2 of that question is, what competition would you want that to be? Anybody?
I'll answer this one. If I were to ever get the chance to drive and compete against anyone, it would have to be Barry Musauer and Zombie. Preferably in two-wheel skills, because I would love to see what it feels like to do all those donuts that he does. And I believe he still holds the record for the most consecutive donuts.
He absolutely does. He's definitely a world record holder for the most revolutions of donuts, 44 in about a minute, I believe, a little bit over a minute. Shout out to Barry Musauer behind the wheel of Zombie Stars and Stripes. So same question for anyone else who wants to hop in. If you were behind the wheel, which Monster Jam driver would you like to battle against, and in what competition would that be?
I'd have to say Fernando Martinez in racing. Little known fact about me, I actually auditioned to be a Monster Jam driver back with Fernando in 2023, and I've kind of, not this year, but kind of stuck with him ever since. My first year as a technician, I was his support tech to his crew chief, and the following year I was on Matt Cody's truck with another crew chief, but we were on the same tour. And I've kind of just stuck with Fernando. He's a cool dude. He's an amazing driver, and I know if I were to race against him, he would push me to the limit and teach me something I don't know, because he's such a great driver. He's been doing it for so long on the simulator, and now he's doing the real thing here at World Finals.
That's awesome. Okay, so we got a two-wheel skills, we got a racing. Anybody else? Anybody else want to take a crack at the question? Shelby looks like she's thinking real hard. She's thinking super hard. It looks like both guys want to hand you the mic. Take it away, Shelby.
All right. I don't know about a specific driver. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, we got the talent here at Monster Jam is wild. We got so many drivers that are so good at so many different things. I think, I know for sure I would want to go up against, two wheels really not my thing. I'm going to be honest. Two wheels not my thing. But I love racing. I like to go fast. So, I would love to go up against, Tyler Meninga. Super great at racing. He's almost always, one of the close ones to being undefeated, Super great out on the track. He's also really good at freestyle. So I like freestyle. That's what my favorite thing to watch. So I would love to go up against him in either one of those competitions. I like to not only go fast, but I want to jump high. I want to know what that feels like. I think that'd be so much fun, right? So who wouldn't want to do that?
That's pretty good. I love to see it. Well, Monster Jam fans, we have to wrap things up and let them get back into the pit area to make sure all of their Monster Jam trucks are ready and the tools are ready for the events tonight. But please, please, everyone at the pit party right now, I need you to please give another loud round of applause for the unsung heroes of Monster Jam, our UNOH technicians.
Yep. Monster Jam fans, make sure to head on over to the Hall of Fame tent where you can see all the information on our Hall of Fame folks there, like Tom Bentz and Lupe Souza. One of the things you can only see here at the Monster Jam World Finals Pit Party, that Monster Jam Hall of Fame tent. Head on over there now and see some things you will not see anywhere else here at Monster Jam World Finals.
All right, Monster Jam fans, once again, Unissa Cruz and Jack Farmer back at the main stage to talk a little bit about what took place last night. It was Thursday night inside Rice-Eccles Stadium. We had some of the biggest and baddest Monster Jam superstars come out and really throw it down. But Jack, I want to first talk for a second about the last chance qualifier competition. You and myself, alongside Keaton, David, and Jabari, and the live event hosts, had the opportunity to choose who we thought was going to win the last chance qualifier, and both of our picks managed to make it to the semifinal round. I mean, that's pretty cool if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it's great. I picked Alex Barden and Earthshaker, of course, as I said during the predictions portion of the event. Us hair guys, we got to stick together, right? So I had to back my guy. Did very well, made it all the way to the finals. And you know, the last chance qualifier for me is actually one of my favorite parts of Monster Jam World Finals, because I always say sport is about underdogs. Sport is about that Cinderella story, and that is where the Cinderella story began, except it wasn't for our picks in this case. It was for Crazy Train, who ended up getting the win and getting that last chance qualifier spot.
Yeah, and those glass slippers to add. Triton Robbins is his first time coming to Monster Jam World Finals. And I want to also highlight the fact that since he managed to make it into qualifying after dominating LCQ, I even looked even closer to some of the stats, and he actually managed to beat someone who has been at World Finals 5 times now, counting this year, and one of the youngest in the sport. And that's actually Weston Anderson, driver of Gravedigger. Taking a look back, actually, Triton Robbins was in the top 5 for the fastest times yesterday during qualifying. And I think that's a great feat, considering the fact that Weston is a 5-time back-to-back series champion out here on the track.
Yeah, one of the things about World Finals I keep saying is it doesn't matter what you've done. It's about what have you done for me lately. Everyone is starting at 0 this weekend, and you've got to prove that you are the very best. And that's where we are starting to see people. Listen, I have all the faith in the world in Weston Anderson. He's one of the very best in the planet right now. But it shows that it doesn't matter what your accolades are coming in. It's what you do now, and that's what makes being here so special.
2 other things that have taken place was within qualifying, taking an even closer look. If you want to look at the statistics, there are only 2 Monster Jam drivers who managed to stay under a 34-second threshold during qualifying, and that was Son of a Digger Ryan Anderson and Tech Deck Rec Deck Bryce Kenny. They both managed to stay under 34 seconds in their race passes, and they had 2 heats and managed to do it both times. Ryan Anderson, in fact, managed to beat himself twice a second time during qualifying. And now they have both earned that automatic bye during round 2 of racing taking place tonight. But Jack, I want to actually talk a little bit more about some fun things that we saw between the 2-wheel skills challenge as well as the high jump.
Yeah, the big takeaway, obviously, Zombie getting that big win in the 2-wheel skills championship, and we got to see some super cool stuff. And we take a look back here, by the way, throughout the event last night, of course, going back to that the racing competition, and you look at that, how close a picture finish there in the finals. But the 2-wheel skills championship, as you mentioned here, with Zombie getting up on those front 2 BKT tires, and that little spinnerooski attempt there. Got halfway through. We'll call it a spinneroo. Right.
Yeah, we will call it spinner. I gotta hand it to him. He did manage to do not 1, not 2, but 3 rebounds in that Monster Jam truck. And there you see his fellow competitors up there with him. Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger with the silver, and John Zimmer Jr. with the bronze. But then if you take another look later on, like I just said, 2 fastest times, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, versus Bryce Kenny in Tech Deck Rec Deck, battling it out. Ryan Anderson taking home that championship. And then you move on over to the high jump. We have one of the rookies out here in Monster Jam, but he not only has the need for speed, but the biggest air, and now he is a 2-time world champion. That was Zach Garner behind the wheel of Wildside. And actually earlier we had the opportunity to see a new paint out from Wildside. So if you haven't had a chance to see it up close and personal, head on over there. It's pretty cool. It matches the 4th of July weekend vibe with lots of fireworks. And honestly, Jack, that's one of my favorite things here at Monster Jam. Not only seeing them in the competitions, but seeing them alongside their team and their technicians managing to create new paint outs so these fans can take home some cool memories and some photos.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to talk a little bit about Zach Garner and Wildside. One of my favorite competitions is that big high jump championship because it's all about power, as Scott Douglas would say, with that gravelly rock star voice that we all love so much. And getting to see someone like Wildside, someone like Zach Garner, walk away with that championship was so cool. What a great night of action we had last night. I'm so excited to see what we get tonight.
That's right. Monster Jam fans, you're in for a very special treat because 14 competitors will go head to head during the JCB Racing Championship, and we'll see what happens, who has the fastest time, and who will move on. There's Tyler Minigan, Gravedigger. Make sure you wave to him on his way over. And also, Monster Jam fans, we have our BKT Freestyle Championship. We have some of the biggest and baddest in the game. We'll have the opportunity in just a few hours. Jack and myself, a few other hosts, will be up at the desk to let you know who we think is going to take home that BKT Freestyle Championship. So much more to learn and see right here at the Pit Party and Monster Jam World Finals.
The day you
Okay, we good?
Monster Jam fans, we have a very special treat for you. We're going to be joined in just a moment by two incredible folks. But I need everybody right here focus on the main stage. Once again, my name is Eunice Cruz alongside David Mila. David, which Monster Jam driver is first coming on up here?
Let's bring him up to the stage. Everybody make some noise for your 2026 Freestyle Mania champion, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer.
That's right. We got another superstar coming on over here to the stage. Not only is he our 2024 Two-Wheel Skills World Champion, our 2025 Stadium Series Champion, but our 2026 Arena Series West Champion. Get loud for Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Woo, Eunice with the resume all the way down. Like, if we wanted to start it off, right? Weston, I kind of cheated you there. I introduced you as just the 2026 Freestyle Mania champ. You are a 5-time Arena Series champion, the only athlete in Monster Jam history to be able to do it.
You still forgot a word in there. Undefeated.
Ooh.
Undefeated.
5 for 5, huh?
Yes, sir. 5 for 5. Never would have thought I'd be here. It was something that I came into this Monster Jam lifestyle, this legacy, and I didn't expect to get that first one, and then to have the 4 after that, back to back, man. It was a testament to show that I was ready for this stage whenever I got hired on here at Monster Jam, and I was ready to rip for that Gravedigger name, and I'm going to keep doing it, man. I'm going to try and go for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to try and go undefeated my whole career. It's not going to happen, but it's going to be fun trying.
Well, you never know what happens here at Monster Jam, and we got another wild card sitting right next to Weston. Armando, you've been in the game for quite some time, and you've said it yourself. It's been surprising you to be able to call yourself a veteran of the sport. You've looked up to people like Lupe Souza for a very long time, and you have a lot of support backing you behind the wheel of that crazy bull, not to mention how honored as a Hispanic you are to rep that Monster Jam truck. So let's share with these fans a little bit about your background, how you got started, and how you managed to get here right on this main stage today.
Oh my gosh, how much time do we got? Really, that's a real question. But yeah, how much time we got, buddy? Yeah. But man, it's been a wild roller coaster ride, an awesome career so far. 9 years in the business, it's kind of hard to wrap my brain around that. Almost a decade behind the wheel of El Toro Loco, and then within Monster Jam, got to pilot Megalodon at one point in Brazil. Got to pilot Scooby-Doo in Reno, Nevada. So. Yeah, it's just been an incredible season, incredible year, incredible journey. I've got to ride with this guy before in the series, so I learned a lot from watching him. But man, kind of writing my own story, like you said to yourself, Lupe Souza, the original, the OG driver of El Toro Loco, 25 years of El Toro Loco, celebrating that this year, getting to do the stunt. Just that alone is such of a great honor to to be able to do that and to be able to drive jumping over 5 trucks and just hearing you kind of name all the accolades coming up here. If you would tell that 6-year-old self that, hey, in 2026 you're going to have these under your belts, I never would have believed you. And that really is a true testament of how much you really need to kind of buckle down and lock in. It don't matter who's in front of you, who's on the other side of that start line. You got to go on, run your own race, and have fun. And at the end of the day, it's about this Monster Jam fan. There's so much support that I have every single time. And I've always been kind of the black sheep of my group and my family. I've always been the odd one. Kind of a wrench. I'm not always winning, but I'm right there in the mix. I'm always pushing you. So if you slip up, man, just leave me a small window. I'm getting in there. So, man, with that being said, too, just being a Hispanic in such of a platform, huge platform like Monster Jam, para mí es un honor y es un orgullo estar aquí, representar mi cultura. It's such an honor, privilege to be here to represent my people, my culture. No importa si estamos aquí o si estamos en Sudamérica, Mexico, Puerto Rico, there's always El Toro Loco fans. So no matter we're here or on the other side of the country, there's always fans of El Toro Loco. I always see those shirts, the bullhorns, and the hats, and it's just a great honor to be behind the wheel of such an iconic truck. And like you said, almost a decade, everybody getting called a veteran. I can only imagine what Jamie Gardner feels. You know, if I'm already getting called a veteran, I don't know what he's getting called. But just having fun, living a dream. What a great honor to be here. And let's see here what happens. I do racing in the stunt tonight.
We'll have to check in with Jamie and see exactly how he feels for sure. But Weston, let's bring it back. This year, right, 2026, kicking it off for Freestyle Mania. I heard you talk about it in the press conference. It wasn't just up to you. You had Noah Bakken as your partner. Noah's actually right now getting ready. We're going to kick off the FMX competition right over there and crown a champion. Talk to me about exactly how you and Noah were able to coexist in that moment that you knew you had to flip the switch.
You know, I think the moment that our team became a team was the first pit party that me and Noah did together. I realized how good of a guy he was, how dedicated he was to the fans already, and that was his first Gravedigger pit party ever. He had never sat through a pit party before, and seeing his dedication, and it was just like mine and my family's, and that struck something in my heart, and after that, we became very good friends. We were best friends, man, and he started picking it up on that dirt bike. I don't know if you saw earlier, he actually won the best whip competition. Good job, Noah, wherever you're at out there. I love you, man. But it was awesome, dude. The whole series he was throwing down. He came out with a new trick, and when he came out and he did that trick for the first time in front of the crowd, I call it the cliff clicker. I can't remember what he calls it, but it is insane. He did that trick, and it won back to back to back, man, and that was what locked that series in for us. That's what got us that little bit of a gap that we needed to have a little bit of comfort on that tour. Right there at the end, man, we wrapped it up with 100 points, and 100 points over second place, and I can't thank Noah enough. It was not only my doing, it was his as well. Anytime that I would have a bad event, he would come right back in, he'd pick it up for me, make those points up for me, and vice versa, man. It was very awesome being a part of a team here at Monster Jam. It's the first time I've seen that, and hopefully we do it for many more years. And Noah, you better be my dirt bike rider. You better not trade up on me, man.
Now, I'm going to ask you guys the same question. Armando, I'm going to start with you really quickly. What is something that you would tell your younger self? So your younger 6-year-old, 7-year-old self that you now know as a Monster Jam superstar today?
Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, never give up. Just follow that dream. I've always told the kids, man, you know, I always get asked how I get in or how can they can get involved with Monster Jam. And, you know, it starts with, you know, your heart. You know, if you can follow your heart and what you really stand for and want to do in life, you go out and get it. You know, nothing's handed to you. And you really have to prove yourself. You know, there's always going to be the no-goers and people are always going to doubt you. And I kind of like that. And, you know, you always ask me during the series that, you know, how I do so well under pressure. I really don't know. I deal with it so well because I've been under pressure all my life growing up as a kid. And being Hispanic, it's such a different culture, upbringing, and different things we do that a lot of people don't really understand, and the struggles we go through. And yeah, you know, when I got the opportunity to be behind a wheel of a Monster Jam truck, it was a one-time opportunity where I can make my dream a reality, and I didn't take it for granted. And I went out there and proved myself, and that I deserve to be behind the wheel. And it's so cool to see because, you know, Charlie Pocken, little behind-the-scenes story here. So Charlie Pocken was the one that actually auditioned me back in 2016 at Tom Manson Monster Jam University's house backyard. So I had a little like almost fanboy moment because I literally said, oh my gosh, Charlie Pocken, like, dude, I literally saw you last year doing this like crazy sky wheelie, just, you know, walking wheel across the Angel Stadium track, and it was just a special moment. He had to calm me down a little bit, and he said, hey buddy, you all right, man? Let's go through this, get through the motions. Yeah, I'm just Charlie, man. Hey, you know, but you know, to me, that's the guy that, you know, fueled my dream. You know, that's the guy that was always behind the wheel of Gravedigger, and you know, him and many others, you know, and, you know, Pablo Huffbaker. I have a picture with him when I went to my very first Monster Jam event, and it's people like those guys that literally paved the way for us. And, you know, Weston's been basically he grew up from his diapers to now, and everybody comes from a different background, different story, and it's so cool to see where everybody comes and how they get involved. And, you know, I love my story. I met the right guy, got in, and the rest is history. You know, we're here having fun. Who would have thought we'll be here at the Monster Jam World Finals again, getting to compete at the main field. You know, it's just an incredible journey. I tell the kids, man, it don't matter where you come from, what language or what color you are. Everybody's got a dream. You got to go out there and chase it, and, you know, believe in yourself. And my mom always told me, you have your future in your hands. Whatever you want to do and you know, for your career and your future, it's up to you. So I always ran with that and have fun. And, of course, man, arriba los Latinos. Let's go, baby. Woo!
There it is, para todos los Latinos. Weston, one final question for you, man, before we get out of here. Obviously, big day today and tomorrow. We've talked about the talent in the field and how it's out of this world right now in 2026. How do you like your chances to be walking away with the trophy?
Oh man, before I get into that, I just want to say something. Armando just admitted he was a Gravedigger fan at one point. He's driving El Toro Loco. That's the first time I've heard that in 5 years. So thank you, man. It would mean the world, man. That's something that I've dreamed of ever since I was in my diapers playing with those Monster Jam trucks in the yard, in the sandbox. Me and my best friend Jeremiah, he's standing right out there in the crowd. We would argue and fight about who was going to win this made-up World Finals, and we were playing with the toys in the yard. So that showed me, and it stuck with me for the rest of my life. I want to get a world championship. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, man. Like my dad said yesterday, you come out here to World Finals, it doesn't matter how good you do all year. You could win everything all year. You could lose everything all year. All that matters is the runs that you do inside. So hopefully we got the truck set up right this year. It's a brand new truck, Gravedigger 45. It treated me good all year. This year we didn't have many problems. We're going to test some shock settings, hopefully. Hopefully it works out for freestyle tonight, because I don't know if many people saw last year, we about jumped out of this stadium. So this year we're going to go twice as big. Gravedigger red primer. It looks nice and pretty over there. I flipped it over in qualifying yesterday. That's all right. Gravedigger knows how to crash, and we're going to do it again tonight for you fans. Thank you guys, man. This is awesome. To be back out here World Finals again. We love y'all 5 times back to back, man. Thank you guys. And I'm going to drive with my heart on my sleeve for y'all tonight. Just have your cameras ready. That's all I could say.
We are looking forward to it. You are two of the biggest and baddest in the sport. Monster Jam fans, everybody at the pit party, get loud one more time for our 2 superstars. We got Weston Anderson, Gravedigger Red Primer, and Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Monster Jam fans, I'm now joining Jay Laws, the original creator of the design for El Toro Loco here. And you see here we got some paintings behind us. But Jay Laws, before we get into the paintings, I want to talk to you a little bit about the creation of the El Toro Loco design. What went into it? What were your thoughts? Talk to me all about it.
Well, there's a lot of different bull logos out there in the world, so we wanted to make sure that the El Toro Loco character had really its own identity. And so when you take a look at El Toro Loco, there's nothing balanced about him. He's not symmetrical. He's got one horn going one way, one horn going the other way, one eye's bulging out, the other eye's looking around his corner. Even his snout has 2 different ways, man, because he's always unbalanced. He's always coming at you from the side, front. He's not sure, but he's not symmetrical. He doesn't have it together, but he's keeping it together right there with all these colors, nice bright red. Another thing about the character was, bulls see red, but we wanted our bull to be red. So that's why El Toro Loco's red. And so we're out here. Today's about the paintings, and today's about raising some money for St. Jude. So I want to thank Feld and Monster Jam for having me out here to do these paintings. And what we're going to do is we're going to auction these off for St. Jude. And so it's got a starting bid of $500, and that may sound steep, but maybe your friend has a bar, and these could go up in there. Or maybe your uncle, you owe him a nice Christmas present. This would go perfect in his man cave. Or maybe your husband deserves something like this for his cool garage. But we've got 3 different colors we're going to do, because we're going to celebrate all the different trucks in the 25th anniversary. So right now I'm working on the OG orange, and that's a classic. 25 years ago, that's what started it all. But tomorrow and today we're going to work on the red, white, and blue. And then over there to the far right, we've got the yellow. And that kicks off that whole different when we started to do all these different colors. So I hope that everyone will want to get involved, and everyone will want to go to the St. Jude link and start to auction these off and get your name in there before someone outbids you. Because I think these would make a great addition. And most importantly, we want to raise some money for St. Jude, because we're all really blessed to be here today.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the steep price, but I want to just quickly point out, look at the detail of this. This is something that was actually painted right here at Monster Jam World Finals, still being painted. It's live. and you're going to get a little bit of everything here. And once you mentioned the St. Jude, I want to go ahead and let everyone know that there is a QR code you can scan right here at the paintings when you check them out. And not only do you get the opportunity for one of these really cool paintings, but you can help save lives. Every dollar matters for St. Jude. But I want to go ahead and bring in one of our El Toro Loco drivers, breakout star of the year, Fernando Martinez, rocking these stars and stripes here, which is going to get painted right in the center in just a moment. Fernando, 25 years of El Toro Loco. How does it feel to know you are driving such a legendary truck and to be a part of such a legendary legacy?
It's everything to me, man. We have the king himself, Lupe Sosa, who helped propel El Toro Loco to the top it's at right now. And, I mean, you come over to our station, and we have so many, several paintouts of this truck throughout the years of what it's done. And shout out to Jay Laws right now. We have him out here. I remember finding him on Instagram, and I'm kind of an artistic guy myself. I dabble. So when I saw him, I was like, dude, no way you're the creator. And much less he has his own station over here to paint the iconic bull logo, which I take some inspiration from. He said it's a little asymmetrical, so I try to make my face a little asymmetrical every now and then too, just to really embody the character of El Toro Loco. Not only is it a bull, but man, it's a representation for the whole Hispanic community. Being a Mexican-American myself, it means so much to represent everybody who is also that, but is also an El Toro Loco fan.
You know, you mentioned the artwork here. I want to go back to the artwork and the opportunity that fans have to take one of these home. How cool is this artwork here, Fernando? You talk about being asymmetrical. Talk about, to me, about how you feel about the design and the art and folks' opportunity to take one of these home.
Well, I really feel like this is the embodiment of El Toro Loco, and this is everybody's chance to take home a piece of that with you. And not only that, you're getting a sweet piece that you can talk about at Thanksgiving, or a good icebreaker when everybody comes home to put up on your wall, but you're also giving back to St. Jude. And in the end, that's really what matters around here. When you donate, none of those kids or their families have to pay for their treatment, their housing, their stay, anything like that. All they got to do is focus on getting better. And if they can do that, we can enjoy these art pieces. And man, it's just a big, wonderful world we live in when Monster Jam and St. Jude come together. So he's painting them up right now. If you want to watch him, you could be seeing your very own bedroom wall decor being painted in front of your eyes. Just make sure you donate to St. Jude, and it could be yours.
One of ones right back here. Everyone head on over, throw up the bullhorns, and let's make some noise for Jay Laws and Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco.
Stars are going to start off with some practice jumps. Get a feel for the jump. A completely different competition. We are on the best upright trick right now with 8 of the best Freestyle Mania superstars on the quest for a championship. You are in for a treat, Monster Jam fans. If you guys are ready for some Freestyle Mania, make some noise! We hear the oohs, we hear the ahs. These guys travel the world showing off their talents. And they have landed this weekend here in Salt Lake City. While they're taking off, let's meet some of your superstars. Make some noise for TJ Tiffany, JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. Keep it going for Noah Bakken, Grave Digger Red Primer, AJ Roseborough, El Toro Loco, Gregory Dufferson. Make some noise for Chandler Hyder, Zombie, Drew Slough, Classroom Crusher. It's Cam Sepulveda, Sparkle Smash. Make some noise for Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Here we go, Monster Jam fans. While these guys are getting set, I have to remind you, judgeszone.com is the place to be. We need that code SLC. You can take your mobile phones out right now. Head over to judgeszone.com. SLC is the code in order for you to score. And you are not scoring alone. We got Jared LaRue here as well. veteran of the sport that's going to be our expert scorer here at Freestyle Mania. So this is the upright trick competition. Anything goes except for backflips. We're going to save that for a little bit later on today. Any upright trick that these guys want to pull off, they're going to do. So what do you say, Monster Jam fans? Do you want to see some action? Well, let's kick this off with the one, the only, TJ Tiffany, JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. TJ Tiffany, not only a veteran in FMX, you might see him on your movie screens as well. He is a Hollywood stuntman. And let's see what he's got here for the best upright trick. Scoring is open if you're hanging out here. Go to judgeszone.com, SLC, Salt Lake City. That's going to be your score. We're going to tally up the scores from the Monster Jam fans here in attendance, as well as our expert judge, Jared LaRue. TJ Tiffany feels pretty good about that. And let's see exactly where that leaves TJ Tiffany. He was your first competitor. And the scores are locked. And the score for TJ Tiffany is 8.874, setting the bar high. JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. Well, let's keep it going, Monster Jam fans. Make some noise for Greg Duffy, Ringling Bailey Circuit. He wants you to get fired up. 10 years ago, Greg Duffy made history here in Salt Lake City. Only human to land a double front flip. Let's see if we bring some of that magic back here to Monster Jam Freestyle Mania. Let's fly, Greg. On a little action right there that we saw earlier with a whip and a trick. Nice variation right there from Greg Duffy. Scoring is open. Judgeszone.com. If you're a Monster Jam fan, you know exactly what to do when it comes to Judges Zone. We need your scores, but they also need your love and energy. These guys are out here trying to win a championship right now. The score from Jared LaRue is in. And the score for Greg Duffy is 8.540. Good for second place. He won the earlier competition. Make some noise for Noah Bakken. Grave Digger Red Primer. Noah is currently sitting on top of this entire competition over the weekend by taking the best whip. He's got 15 points on the board. Let's see if he can add some more. What do you say, Noah? He pulls it off. Scoring is open, Judges Zone. If you were a fan of Freestyle Mania, he developed that trick alongside Weston Anderson. Calls it the click clicker. Noah Bakken getting it done. Definitely impress our expert judge. Let's see if that. See what you think, Monster Jam fans. The scores from judgeszone.com is in, and the score for Noah Bakken is an 8.546. Taking the second spot, Mr. Bakken. Let's make some noise for Cam Sepulveda, Sparkle Smash. Cam Sepulveda, as a Freestyle Mania athlete, next to Scott Murray, had some of the highest competition scores throughout the series. He has won upright trick competitions throughout our series as well. Let's see if he walks away with another victory. Let's fly, Cam! Salt Lake City, are you not entertained? The scoring is open. Cam Sepulveda saying what's up to the fans. A crowd favorite being part of Team Sparkle Smash. He had won the first competition yesterday. He's looking for a second competition win of the weekend. Jared LaRue's score is in. And the score for Cam Sepulveda is a 7.156 for your fifth competitor. School is definitely out for the summer because everybody's here watching Drew Slough. Let's make some noise for Mr. Drew Slough. Drew Slough has a chance to shake up the rankings right now, as he is definitely in his bag for this competition. What do you say, Drew? Scoring is open. Unbelievable right there. Let's see what Jared LaRue thought, especially for that landing. As we're tallying the scores from you, Jared, what's been going through your mind so far in the upright trick competition?
You know what? Honestly, I like you guys come out and do different variations. Duncan came out and did another whip, so not impressed, Duncan. You can do better.
And of course, these guys are all good friends. Jared LaRue competing with a lot of our FMX superstars. And let's see exactly where that leaves Drew. That is a 5.763 for sixth place, Drew Slough. We've got two competitors left. Let's make some noise for Chandler Hyder Zombie. Remember, fans, judge. It all comes down to this, Monster Jam fans. For the FMX Best Upright Trick, your final competitor, Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Billy Wilson back in action. Behind that Megalodon dirt bike. He's telling the crowd exactly what he needs. He needs your noise, but he also needs your scores. Let's see where this leaves this competition. Your final competitor, make some noise for Billy Wilson. Woo, more pizzazz right there from Megalodon. This is your final chance to use Judge's Zone for this upright trick competition. Your scores, along with Jared LaRue's scores, are going to determine who will win this one. Will we have a repeat winner, or will somebody come in and win their first competition of the weekend? Remember, fans, all of these scores are getting added up, and we will crown a champion tomorrow at the end of Pit Party. And the score for Billy Wilson is a 7.929, good for fifth place, which means that your winner for the upright trick is TJ Tiffany, JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. We've had three separate competition winners. Cam Sepulveda took the first one. Noah Bakken took the second. TJ Tiffany with the third. This is anyone's game heading into tonight. Here we go, Monster Jam fans. Do you guys want to see some more?
show right here. TJ, you took a competition win, and these wins are extremely important as we only have so many opportunities for you to gain points here. You're in your quest for a championship. How do you feel about your performance today?
Oh, man, absolutely. It feels great to come out on top, get the JCB Digatron Stars and Stripes bike up there. Oh, man, the crowd's so loud. We're out here having a great time. We're definitely dealing with the elements, the high altitude, just making the most of it. And, yeah, definitely I'm pumped to see all my boys come out here and crush it today, and I'm pumped to be on top.
Absolutely, and on top he is, earning 8 points for the quest of a world championship. Congratulations, TJ. We have one more competition, like I mentioned, later on today, but we also have 3 competitions tomorrow, so anybody can win this Freestyle Mania World Championship, so definitely come by and check us out. Let's actually check out real quick
where that leaves everybody for those of you keeping score at home. After today's competition, Noah Bakken is still sitting in first place, Great Bigger Red Primer with 22 points. Craig Duffy has now moved to second place, ringing in Bailey Circuit with 16 points. Cam Sepulveda is not going away right there in third place with 15 points. And JCB Digatron Stars and Stripes, TJ Tiffany's effort leaves them with 14 points, rounding out our top 4. If you want to see what happens later on here at Monster Jam Freestyle Mania Championship, come back at 4. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm David Milo. I'll catch you around Pit Party.
Salt Lake City, how you feeling? As always, I'm Jack Farmer, and right now, this is one of the parts of the event I've been most excited for, actually. I'm being joined by my pal Jake, the brand manager for Spin Master here with Monster Jam, and this is where we talk about all the cool, fun stuff coming out. Now, Jake, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to dive right in. Jake, tell me about this. This looks like one of the faster setups we got going on.
Absolutely. So this is our Monster Motors playset. All right, we'll start that again.
Let's give it up for Jake, though, everybody.
So this is our Monster Motors playset, brand new to the line. This really brings a whole new fun way to play for kids to the Monster Jam line, adding power, speed, side-by-side racing, all in a new, unique way that we've never brought to the line before.
So when you're making these things, these toys, these are so cool, they're so interesting looking. How do you make sure to make these accessible to the new fans, but also the old school fans who are like, hey, Monster Jam, this is a truck, not a car. How do you bring this all together?
Well, we definitely rely on our amazing design team to bring all of our Monster Jam products to life. But as you can see from these Monster Motors, this is not the standard Monster Jam truck that you're used to looking at. So as the design team goes through these, you'll see just how fast and powerful these trucks are with the rev meter on the back that you just crank on the ground and let it go and fly.
Yeah, this looks like one I would get a lot of trouble in, but I'm also, my eyes, I'm looking over here. This one looks like one that I really want to play with here. Talk to me about this. We got the Megalodon, it looks like, with the big shark teeth.
So this is our Chomping Megalodon RC. This really brings the power and speed of Megalodon to life. You have your beast mode. You can play on and off the chain. You have your chomping jumps and cyclones. Lots of fun ways to play with this, really bringing the spirit of Megalodon to life in RC form.
When someone gets this toy, what do you want them to do with it? Do you want them to just kind of drive it around, or are you like, let's see it bite some things? What, as the people making the toys, what do you want them to do with this as soon as they pull it out of the box?
Well, I want them to chase somebody with it. I want them to have fun with Megalodon. I think bring all of that fun and spirit and energy to life.
We talk about bringing things to life. I'm looking back here. I'm looking at this set over here, the mini jams, and talk me through this one here, because this one looks really unique, and this one looks like it's a little versatile. You could do a lot of things with this.
There's tons of ways to play with this mini jams playset. It really is all about storytelling whenever it comes to minis and bringing that world to life with all of your favorite trucks. So this is the Megalodon Squid Blaster playset. Lots of cool ways to play here, bringing that favorite truck into some epic storytelling and stunting action. This is really where we bring our 1/64 trucks down to mini scale, really to allow for those big over-the-top stunts in play.
This looks so cool. It looks like you can do so much different stuff with it. And we see a lot of the favorites here, Megalodon, and of course this big squid next to it. Looks like we got a little Monster Mutt type truck there. when you're making these toys, how do you make sure that these keep that like Monster Jam spirit without just being generic, monster trucks?
I think I'm going to let our design team answer that. So I'll hand it over to Eli to talk about how they really bring these trucks to life.
Let's hear it for Eli, everyone, as we get the behind-the-scenes look at how this all comes together.
Well, that is a great question that you ask, and that's something that we really try hard to do when we're designing toys, is keeping that Monster Jam DNA in the toy and also introducing something fresh and new that's never been seen before. So that's a really fun challenge as a designer. And we're lucky because Monster Jam just has such a rich history and rich characters that they just lend themselves really well to fun storytelling, as Jake had mentioned, and just that raw power and everything that we love about Monster Jam just comes through great in a toy. So it's just a really fun property to work on.
Talk to me a little bit about that process. When they just come to you and say, "Hey, make us a toy," or do you get like some kind of idea? Like they give you a blueprint. How does this even start? Because this looks so original. This looks so cool. If you want a toy like this, you got to get this one, right?
Exactly. Well, it's a big effort across all of Spin Master and all of Feld. So we work really closely with the Feld team, and we design our line to fit what we see in the marketplace. And we also, we try to do something fresh and new, as I mentioned. So with the mini jams, they have their own distinct place as storytelling and fun and crazy, a little different than the 164, and we could take some fun design liberties with them and things like that. So we just work really tightly together through all the stages of development and make sure that the thing is singing Monster Jam.
Speaking of seeing Monster Jam, I'm looking over here, hiding in the corner. Of course, 25 years of El Toro Loco getting celebrated. And this is where we have the El Toro Loco Rev and Roar. This looks like something that's after my own heart because you get to put your hands on it and you get to play with it and really beat it up, I'm guessing. That's what I would do when I play with it. But talk to me a little bit about this one. When I get this one and I rip it out of the box, how am I playing with it? What am I doing?
It's funny that you said beat it up because that's exactly what this toy was designed for. It's meant to be that truck that you just toss it down the patio stairs, and it's got big soft rubber tires. It's meant to get beat up and thrown around and just stunted with, thrown off of homemade jumps and all that fun stuff. So that's exactly what this toy was made for.
This is obviously, we want to talk about these because we want all of you to get these cool toys yourselves. But listen, I'm kind of being selfish here. I want us to play with these. I came to play with some toys. Let's see. Can we see what some of these do? Would you guys like to see these in action? I think that people have spoken. Do we have anything we can play with? We can see here on the ground here. Or can we throw one of these around or have any fun?
Sure. Well, let's start from the beginning. We could talk about this new Rev Up Raceway that we have here. I got Jordan Gorence with us, the king of diecast. He's going to set it up for us, and we'll show you.
And so, once you get this thing out of the box, you're going to pull this out here. I'm already loving the setup as we have looks like a launcher and a ramp set up. Now, who doesn't love a good launcher and a good ramp, am I right?
So what's awesome about these trucks is this is an all-new play pattern for Monster Jam. This is a pullback, and it is super fast, super squirrely. It's got this awesome power meter on the back, so when you rev it up, you can see the power charge up. And then for the playset itself, we have two launchers, very distinct. You wind up the power with the launcher, and then it's got this explosive launch ramp that you're both racing towards. So we'll show you here in a minute. You go for the stunt finish off the ramp, and you guys will see the fireworks when we demo it.
All right, let's see them. Let's line them up here. Now, we got a red one and a blue one. Who here's Team Red? Who's Team Red out here? Sounds like we got... What about Team Blue? Do we got Team Blues out here? Home field advantage for Team Blue. What I love about this, too, Jake, as we're looking at this, is you got the... you're not just going up the ramp. You got some carnage you can create here.
So really, it's this head-to-head race where the first truck wins, the second truck then flies off of the launch trigger for this epic crash. You send all of those crash accessories flying. Really, really fun, big finish. Lots of ways to play with this item.
Well, let's see it. Let's rev it up. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, big finish. I don't know. I think that was a photo finish.
You got to make the call.
I'm going to call red because that's my team. My team is red.
Call Team Red. if you guys want to play with this, you can pick some of these up yourselves. So we got to go back to the slow-mo. So I know we've only got a few minutes left. I wanted to know which one, Jake, which one's your favorite toy? Let's talk about that.
I think that Monster Motors is super fun. It's this great new way to play, right? Bringing something new and fresh to the Monster Jam line. I'm with you guys. I really love the Rev and Roar. I think it's a fun, classic way to play. This big El Toro Loco, just getting a kid in there, letting them have fun with it. Mini jams are also great for, again, for storytelling and all the different stunts. And of course, you can't forget Chomping Meg, really, going after your sister with this truck, going after your brother with this truck, letting it off the chain, going into beast mode. So everything complements each other within the Monster Jam line.
So, I want to see, so you'd mentioned beating this one up. We'll just do this as a final one. Is this one that, can we throw this up a ramp here? Is there a ramp we can push it up here? Oh, this is really cool. You guys got to go over to the Spin Master tent and play with this. Well, this sounds fun. We'd be up here all day playing. We got to get back to the big event here. I want to thank you guys. If anyone wants to pick some of these up, Jake, what's the best way for them to do that?
I believe that you could check out the RC over in our RC tent. We also have all of our other items here as well. So go check these out. These are coming out this fall, so you'll find them on shelves. I hope you're as excited about these as we are. So thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to show you these.
Thank you, guys. Let's hear it one more time for Spin Master. Make your way on over and pick up some of these toys, because these ones are mine. We got more action for you coming up here at the Monster Jam World Finals Pit Party.
Whether it's your daily driver or Monster Jam trucks, auto parts make all of the difference. I'm over at the O'Reilly Auto Parts tent, and man, we know it's hot out here. We know you guys are in the sun, so come have a little fun right over here. You guys can spin this wheel behind me. You see, tons of people are already in line because they're giving out some super fun prizes. Most importantly, an O'Reilly fan. We know it's hot. You guys can get the fan here, but most importantly, this little guy, it can fold up and put right in your pocket. So not only are you staying cool, you're looking cool while you're doing it, but our friends at O'Reilly Auto Parts over here also have more than that. They've got $5 off coupons. That's going to happen no matter what. You guys come over. If you want to spin the wheel, you're getting a $5 coupon. And then you've got a chance to win some really cool prizes. Just like this fan, we've got a really cool fly swatter as well that could even double as a fan, and a really cool keychain. So O'Reilly is offering a ton of fun, and most importantly, helping you keep cool in the sun. We are located right in front of the BKT zone. So if you see the BKT zone, you're close. Keep your eyes peeled for O'Reilly. We are right over here waiting for you.
Monster Jam fans, we want to welcome you here once again to World Finals. I am Kay Young, and I get to hang out with the one and only Leslie Mears from Monster Jam Television, our pit reporter. Leslie, welcome back to Monster Jam World Finals.
It's really exciting to be here, and something that you fans, you tried and true fans may notice is that, they never let us work together.
Except for today.
Except for today. This is it. And they were like, we're only giving you a few minutes together out there, so don't blow it. But I think that they're afraid of, the power of what we could do together at a live event.
Well, we're going to show them our girl power here, because we are going to bring up to the stage here two of some of the most iconic legends here of Monster Jam. We're going to hear from them here. I think we should start things off, right? So first up, I'd like to introduce your Monster Jam 2017 Arena Championship Series 6 champion, and of course, Hall of Famer from Wadesboro, North Carolina, Gary Porter, the creator of Carolina Crusher. And of course, he will be inducted into the Monster Jam Hall of Fame here tonight. He's your 2004 World Finals Freestyle champion. And of course, the driver of El Toro Loco, it is Lupe Sosa. Welcome, gentlemen. Take a seat. We're going to relax for a little bit.
Yeah, it's exciting to have the two of you together. And one of you is going to have to go first. So whoever picks up the microphone gets to do first. Because just because of the history and the way that you got to create and live in the history of Monster Jam.
Absolutely. So let's start with you. Of course, you were inducted into the Monster Jam Hall of Fame, Gary. And what was that moment like for you? It was all of a surprise. I mean, we saw the viral moment from Lupe, but you also had the most surprised look on your face. Can you go back to that time when you were announced to be a Hall of Famer?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, it was pretty awesome. I was there for Dennis
being inducted, and then they surprised and said, well, I was going to be inducted the following year. And, what an honor. What an honor. Being started in the business in 1985, had no plan, had no clue. I mean, we were just out having fun. And who could have ever imagined that it would grown into the sport that it has and the great fans that are coming out, year after year. And just to be a part of it, I mean, it's humbling. See a lot of these younger drivers, Dennis's children, remembering them back. Adam, he was just a few months old the first time I met Dennis, and then Ryan and Kristen and Teeny Man. I'm going to tell you what, awesome drivers. And then a lot of the others, the Robbins boys. Yeah. I mean, seeing them and their mom and dad bringing them to the tours with us, and them being little kids, and now seeing them out here racing, it's quite an honor.
Yeah, and Lupe, for you, you kind of had, Gary was on the East Coast. You were kind of down in the South. What was it like in the early years when you were building up your career? Driving monster trucks and traveling all over and just making a name for yourself.
Again, like Gary said, we were just having fun. We just wanted to go out. We wanted big trucks. But then promoters started paying us to do our thing. And that really changed everything because we wanted nice looking trucks, but then we went through that transition stage from big show car crushing trucks to racing, and it just continued to evolve to what we're seeing here today. But I went through that transition period where you wanted it to be lighter, you wanted it to be faster. And there was a lot of teething pains in that time, a lot of ideas that we would build back at the shop, my dad and I, and a lot of friends were always around the shop at the time. We would put something together, an idea. We'd go out for a weekend, and it wouldn't work. It would break. Very discouraged. The drive home was always very discouraging, or it could be a very exciting drive home. Full of adrenaline all the way home, been up for hours, but you were so pumped. But those times that things broke, it was just such a dejected kind of like, man, what are we going to do? And we had shows booked, so. And
you had to figure it out.
Yeah, we had like 3-4 days to figure this out, especially on those big suspension changes that we cut the truck in half, and it's like, we got to go cut it off again, and we have to redo this. It was a different time. We were young. We were, nothing fazed us. It's like, okay, let's go back and let's do this, let's do that, and then we would hit it, and we were on top of the world. Making it to the Astrodome obviously was huge. Just to make it to the big dome was, I think, all of our ambitions at the time.
And I think I'm a gearhead, and I know there's a lot of those people out there that are like that. And I think that the big misconception about Monster Jam is that, like, these are kit parts. Like, you could get in a catalog and you can order these parts, but all of the parts on a monster truck are basically custom built. Or you're taking something from another industry and you're repurposing it, and just, like, fantastic engineers and mechanics and just, like, really excellent engineers, and I think a lot of people miss that sometimes.
Well, one thing about what Monster Jam trucks are today is everything comes across a counter now or is custom built, and it's pretty much a uniform system of a truck. Back when we got started, we would go comb the junkyards looking for parts. We could build a truck with $30,000 or less, and we could go out and make $60,000 or $100,000 in a year. That has turned now. I don't know. What are your stories on that?
And that's exactly right. Back in the early days, I was telling them earlier, my first monster truck, I went to the bank and borrowed $9,500. So we took a lot of junk and put it together to make a bigger pile of junk, and we called it a monster truck back in the day. And we just hoped by the wing of a prayer that it would work. You know, sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. I had couldn't afford a transfer case like in the monster trucks today because back then they were probably about $3,000. So we rigged up some stuff with some chain drive that I had a few $100 in. Well, I couldn't even afford a $600 orbital steering valve for the hydraulic steering back in the day. So we just took a $35 log splitter valve that was just a 4-direction hydraulic valve, and I would turn my steering wheel all the way to the left to go left, and then I would have to bring it all the way back to the right just to center it up. You know, but it worked. And it got me through until I could afford a fancy store-bought one. And then, you know, about every monster truck driver, I think, went through that learning curve back in the day. You run what was available. You know, you used your imagination. You know, you created some parts. And today, most of the Monster Jam parts, trucks today, you know, all the parts are manufactured by, you know, different shock people. You know, your engine builders, you only have a few frame builders in the country. Your rear end parts are mostly all interchangeable. So there are a lot more products available that's designed for the monster trucks today than what they were.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to just kind of wrap things up here for both of you. You guys ended your careers, especially you want to highlight, you know, became a Series Seasons champion in 2017. You're a World Finals champion as well. What does it mean to you to come back on this stage as a future Hall of Famer and as a Hall of Famer, but to be able to hear your name being called out, shouted out by some of these young drivers that maybe hadn't even seen you actually run? I mean, they might have not even been born at the time that you were running either for Monster Jam or independently. What does that mean to you and your career that these young athletes are looking up to you, still watching some of your old runs like that?
Yeah, that's right. And it's real humbling for me from the fans to see young fans come up that I know they were too young to even see me drive. But they come up and they know all the stats. They know everything. They know more about me than I know about myself back in the old days. And then the young drivers, I mean, I can sit here and name numerous drivers that, you know, I were friends with their parents and grew up with them. And to see them out here driving today, I mean, it's quite an honor. And to get to be invited back here to the World Finals, to see Lupe and Tom inducted into the Hall of Fame is great.
Yeah, and Lupe, for you, too, you know, you're also cemented in the history of El Toro Loco, too, as the first driver.
That's right. That was a dream come true. I remember when that happened, I had called for a rule book because I'd been out of the business for about 5 years. Thought I wanted to be a teacher, but
Monster
trucks.
Heart. That's me. That's tough. I get it.
Monster trucks was in my blood already, but I called United States Hot Rod for a rule book. I just needed to know what the rules were because I was going to come back and do a very limited schedule what I could reach within 8 hours of home. And they shot me the idea with El Toro, and they had this crazy idea, and they said, you know, your name's been going around the table. Would you like to come out and try to see if you still want to drive? I was like, yeah. So I remember at the meeting, just to wrap it all up, they were like, you won't have to drive a truck, an 18-wheeler. We'll fly you in. We'll fly you out. You'll have 3 guys to work on your truck. You won't have to get your hands dirty no more. I was like, okay, you've got my attention now. So I didn't agree to it right away. I wasn't going to act so eager. So I let it go for about 2 weeks, and I called them back and said, yeah, I think we're going to do this. And history, here we are. 25 years, I don't know what, there's like 15 different colored or 10 different colored trucks here this weekend. It's amazing. I'm very humbled. I'm very proud of the truck. I still feel like the trucks are me out there. It's just great. It's a dream come true, and it's a dream that continues to happen with this Hall of Fame.
Well, Gary, Lupe, thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. Leslie and I will be back here tomorrow to talk to another future Hall of Famer. That would be Tom Meents, of course, from Max D, and of course our Hall of Famer, Dennis Anderson, as well. Lupe, one last question. You ready for tonight? This is your big moment. You ready?
Oh, yeah. I love that little surprise we have for everybody tonight. We're going to take a lot of El Toro Locos out on the track, and it's going to be spectacular one way or the other.
All right, get those cameras ready. We're inducting Lupe Souza into the Hall of Fame here tonight inside of Rice-Eccles Stadium. Once again, let's hear it for our Hall of Famer. It is Gary Porter, Carolina Crusher, and future Hall of Famer El Toro Loco driver Lupe Souza.
All the legends out on the stage, and you know what? We have more exciting things to do here at the pit party, including, check this out, Low C is in the house. Check out behind me what they have here. They have all the Low C models for you guys to come over and to try out your very own Low C. They also have information on how you can get your hands on one of these, but not only that, check this out. You come over here, you scan this QR code right here, and for a chance to win some trading cards like this one I have right here in front of me, and for a chance to win one of a free Low C. Definitely want to get your hands on that. So make sure you come over here and check these guys out, all right? They're over here at the Low C tent. You can't miss them, right next to the Low C RC track. And speaking of that, we have an exciting event happening right now. Come with me really quick, because I want to show you this competition that's happening right now. It is the Monster Jam Freestyle. And if you can see in the back a little bit, these trucks are going so wild right now, flying high. We even have Cairo Musauer out here. Barry Musauer's kid. He's going to be competing. He actually just won for a second year in a row the high jump. But right now we have the freestyle that is taking place. So make sure you guys come over and check us out. Right now we're almost not even done, I guess, if that's really a word. Really, we have like more than half the trucks left. So make sure you guys stay hydrated. And don't forget, at 4:30, right over here at the RC Low C area, we are going to have actual Monster Jam truck drivers coming over to compete. This is something you definitely don't want to miss. We'll see you out here. Salt Lake City, scream!
Jam fans, we are all hyped up from that DJ Malski set. But we're going to keep the fun going over here at the Kids Zone, because we have an unbelievable amount of activities for you to do. And I want to start it off right over here. This is so cool. This is your very own down ramp where you can get some toys and bring them all the way down your Spin Master diecast. So I definitely recommend starting off over here. And we're going to do a little walkthrough, because there's so much for you to see and do. So let's come over here. This is something that you're used to seeing at every pit party, which is a bit of our Monster Jam fiberglass. That body that goes on our Monster Jam trucks is something where you can come over here and leave your own mark on our Monster Jam fiberglass parts. Now, you can sign your name, you can do a drawing, but I always like to leave my mark. I'm going to do a drawing over here in just a second. But hey, what's going on, guys? Come on over here to the coloring station. And this is something I recommend for all of the kids to come on down, because once you do your own little Picasso, your own drawing over here, you can take this around to our Monster Jam drivers, and they can sign it for you. So you can come on over here. As you can see, we got plenty of space, so come on down next to the coloring station. And this is something that I really love, because we have our superstars, Corey Rummel and Brianna Mahan, over here for Team Ringling Bailey Circuit. And of course, you saw Brianna Mahan in Freestyle Mania, Corey in the Stadium Series. But Ringling Bailey Circuit is not something you can all just see. Come down to the Kids Zone. Next to Ringling Bailey Circuit, we have the RC Zone, where you can drive around some of the latest Spin Master RCs. You can already see we have some ramps set up, a little RC arena. Not quite the Low C World Finals, but you can start your practice right here. You got Gravedigger, you got JCB, and of course you have Sparkle Smash as well. Now, it wouldn't be the 4th of July if we didn't have an incredible paint out over here. Matt Cody is going to be driving Gravedigger Stars and Stripes. This is an incredible paint out, obviously for the 4th of July, so come by and check this out. Now, we also have Bryce Kenny and Tech Deck Rec Deck So you can come by and see that Monster Jam truck in person, but also say what's up to our superstars as they are here signing autographs, taking pictures with all of you. Now, there's so much space here in the kids zone because we wanted this to be a very special moment for all the kids to come by. But this is just for the kids because I know that we have a lot of adult Blippi fans in the house. So Blippi is over here. We have a booth set up where you can see the Monster Jam Blippi truck in the background. Blippi is over there taking pictures, saying what's up to all of you fans. Where else can you just run into Blippi at a pit party if not Monster Jam World Finals? But we're going to keep this going because not only do they have their own merch, check out this art right here, the Blippi glasses. That is iconic. So you can come over here, scan the QR code, and get a time slot to stop on by. Now, of course, we talked about this a little bit earlier in yesterday's pit party. But we have a new honorary member for Team Marshall joining the Paw Patrol over here. Monster Mutt Dalmatian is now rocking that accessorized fire hat. And then, of course, we are promoting and talking about Paw Patrol, the Dino movie that is only in theaters August 14th. And this is the best part. You can actually come and hang out with some of the characters. I know Rhubarb is hanging around here. So we're going to go see a little bit closer so we can get a sneak peek into what is going on. Once you wait in line here past Monster Mutt Dalmatian, you can actually say what's up to Rhubarb, Marshall, and some of the other Paw Patrol characters. I mean, it's like watching your favorite things come to life here at Monster Jam World Finals. So next to Blippi, we've got Mika, we've got Blippi, and then we also got Paw Patrol. What's up, dude? You having a good time? Up. There it is. Okay, we'll work on that one, yeah? But also what I wanted to mention is that it's not just Rhubarb and Marshall and the rest of the Paw Patrol characters, but we also have a little area right here, their own dig zone, so you can play with some of the Paw Patrol toys right over here in the dirt. So you can get your hands a little bit dirty as well. If you're not over by the JCB dig zone, we also have one here, Paw Patrol, the Dino movie. So come check this out. I mean, I think I went through at least 6 different activities that you can enjoy here at the Kids Zone at Monster Jam World Finals Pit Party.
Monster Jam fans, if you're not over at the main stage, this is the place to be. A lot of folks out here at the pit party always say, where can I get the newest and coolest items from Monster Jam? We love partnerships. We love bringing people together. And right here, right now, I am joined with my co-host, Jack Farmer, up on the main stage to talk a little bit about what is taking place with Monster Jam. Monster Jam and Builder launches this July with a line of action-packed, buildable construction sets featuring fan-favorite Monster Jam trucks and accessories. The hero of our line is the Monster Jam Builder Smash and Launch sets. These 166-piece buildable sets capture the iconic looks of Gravedigger, Megalodon, Zombie, and Thunderosaurus with true-to-truck details, bold graphics, and official BKT tires. Send the trucks flying off with the buildable launcher, then switch things up with a display mode to showcase your Monster Jam truck like a championship winner. You can combine ramps to build epic stunt courses and freestyle perks for ultimate fun. Now, Jack, I want to talk a little bit to you about what's happening with these Monster Jam trucks. I just got to hand it to Monster Jam first and foremost, always finding the newest and coolest way to reinvent what started right here years ago. So, Jack, let's talk a little bit about what we have over there.
You know, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was here playing with these toys the whole time. I'm having a blast playing with some of these. Like, I can't wait to open up Monstruction over here. You talked about the launch and destroy kind of toys. This is my jam right here. You're talking about Monster Jam. This is Jack's jam. I mean, you get to take this toy out, you get to launch it up a ramp. I mean, I'm already looking at this ramp over here. We got this Gravedigger, this zombie getting ready to go at it. Yanissa, this is a dream here.
It pretty much is, and I'm glad you actually touched on Monstruction, because the new Monstruction line launches this July at Target and Amazon. I know we all love to shop at both of those places, and it has a line of action-packed, buildable fan favorite Monster Jam trucks and playsets. So once again, if you want to get your hands on Monstruction and pretend you're building just like our track construction crew, you want to head on over to Target or Amazon to get all of them. Now, something even cooler that you have over there with you, Jack, is the Build and Crash 8-inch vehicle line, which features both Gravedigger and Megalodon. Monster Jam fans, first, you can grab the included screwdriver and build your favorite vehicle. We were talking earlier to our UNOH technicians that are the unsung heroes of Monster Jam. They are behind the scenes working day in and day out to make sure these 12,000-pound Monster Jam trucks are performance ready each and every single time they hit the track. These Monster Jam toys, Builder and Monster Jam came together to show you just how cool these can be. You can crash it, and there's 4 pieces that will fly off upon the collision. Super exhilarating, super exciting. You can build it, crash it, lock it, and then rebuild it, all for endless construction fun. To be honest with you, Jack, you look like you're having a little too much fun. It looks like you've gotten yourself a zombie builder set.
Yeah, look at this. Like, not only does it zombie look, you can even do the zombie arms here. Shout out to Bari Musawa. Look at this. You know, if you're a zombie fan, by the way, you can try to recreate some of that championship style moves he was doing before. Yesterday with the 2-wheel skills, we got a little Spinnerooski coming in here, coming in hot. But look at this thing. You could do all sorts of fun stuff with this. I know I'm going to pick one up myself. Yanissa, which one are you getting?
You know, Jack, I keep looking at this El Toro Loco, and maybe I'm biased because I am just a super, super excited person at Monster Jam, ready to watch Armando Castro, MJ Solorio, Joe Foley, everybody over at the El Toro Loco tent, Fernando Martinez, Jamie Garner. Like, I love El Toro Loco, and the fact that we're in our 25th anniversary of that crazy bull is really exciting. We always talk about Gravedigger, which is also up here as well, who has been in the game for over 40 years. We got Dennis Anderson in the building, creator of Gravedigger. We got Lupe Souza in the building, about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame at Monster Jam, and he repped El Toro Loco as the very first driver. So I'm going to go with El Toro Loco, but both of these are pretty exciting to see. But Jack, we have our builder set over here with a fan favorite Monster Jam truck, and that is Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Let's tell these fans how exciting that is.
I mean, look at this thing. You talk about a monstrosity, a builder. You got this monster here right on top of it that you cannot just play with the little monster. Look at this. How cool is this, everybody? This is awesome. But, of course, if you're going to make a cool toy, right? If you're going to make a cool toy like this, what do we want to do with it? We want to destroy it, right? So it's right at the end of this ramp here, and I can't wait to play with this and get my... Well, I already blew up Dalmatian earlier for everyone who's watching, but I can't wait to get Monster Mutt built back together so I can launch it and take down the big monster myself. This is a blast.
It is. And Jack, if you could actually hold up those 2 sets on the right side of the table, the El Toro Loco and the Gravedigger, I want to talk to these fans a little bit about how they can expand their Monstruction vehicle collection with buildable 5-inch Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and even zombie vehicles, the 10-inch Turbo Shift Thunderosaurus and the Monstruction Big Air Arena playset. I keep telling all these Monster Jam fans, it's as big as it gets right here in Monster Jam. And while you can come out on the road and hang out with your fan favorite drivers right here at Monster Jam World Finals, this 2026 season, second time in Rice Eccles Stadium, you can also have the advantage of taking home some of your fan favorite Monster Jam trucks. So big shout out to Monstruction, big shout out to Builder, big shout out to everybody that's hanging out at the pit party, and get loud if you want to take home some cool new Monster Jam toys.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to miss the tire up over at the BKT zone. You get to see how our Monster Jam technicians put these giant BKT tires up onto these giant Monster Jam trucks. Get a little peek inside of the truck and get to hear from our technicians about all the ins and outs of how it's done at our events like today. Head on over to the BKT zone. You're going to want to see that in just a couple minutes.
BKT station, because we are about to give you a front row seat at some action that normally only happens behind the scenes. Joining me right now is Bam, and she knows the ins and outs of this Monster Jam truck, just like all of the technicians joining us here today. But take a look. I mean, there's only 4 people, and it's going to only take 4 of them. Really, Bam's going to talk to us. So only 3 to change one of these 645-pound BKT tires. So, Bam, talk to us. What is that very first step that you guys need to do to remove one of the BKT tires?
For starters, you want to make sure the truck is lifted off the ground just a little bit. You don't want it too high in there. You just want enough so the pressure point is off of the hub. Then after that, we'll take Ricky here. He'll jump in there and he'll take off all 10 lug nuts. And then from that point on, they'll start maneuvering the BKT tire back and forth to eventually get it off of the hub, and then it'll be free.
All right, well, I want to let you guys start the action, so you guys kick that off. You talked about the hydraulic jack, obviously being operated right here. We got a lot of motorheads here, so if they see the jack and they're like, I want that jack, I'm going to go down to Home Depot, Lowe's or something, can they buy one of those jacks at a store?
Not typically, a lot of these are in-house made, or you can buy them. Nick Pagliarulo, Matt's son, he's actually making those out of their shop down in Florida. I don't actually know where, but Nick Pag is actually making those. So, I mean, if you want a monster truck jack, hit up Nick Pag. I'm telling you.
There we go. We'll get him some business. This is good. No, but how often during an event are you guys actually having to take off a tire? Maybe not per se with something wrong with that BKT tire, but you guys have to get in there to diagnose a lot of stuff. How often are you doing that?
No, it really depends on the damage that comes through. A lot of the times you'll see the tire lock up. Normally that is an axle or a planetary. So when you come in the back, you want to yank that tire off. And for us right here, we have those silver ones. Those are our silver planetaries. And so typically we don't lock those up, but those stock ones, they do tend to lock up. So you want to take that BKT tire off and then zap off all those bolts like Joe Dennis is doing right here. And then eventually yank off the hub and then diagnose the damage.
Look at that. We got our own Vanna White with Joe Dennis jumping in. Joe, you're doing all the hard work. We know. But you know what, Bam? This is cool. We kind of got this part exposed as well. And so when you guys are doing this right, stakes are high during an event. And sometimes if we could bring the fans back into the pits, they may even see competitors helping each other out to get the truck back on the field. Talk to us about that camaraderie in the pits.
Teamwork is amazing. We kind of think of this as one big family. We like to help each other out no matter what. We could be jumping on the company trucks. They could be jumping on us. We just like to make sure all of our competitors are taken care of, and we don't ever want to see anyone struggle. So if we can jump in and be there for each other, that's all we want to do.
And you know what? That is powered by the fans, obviously. They're cheering for you guys. They're cheering for the trucks. So I'm going to get these trucks back, or get the tire back on the truck. Talk to us about how you do that. What are the first steps you need to do to get it back on?
So you see how they maneuvered it off? They're going to do that same thing, actually, and line it up towards the hub. And then once it's centered and lined up, Kennedy here is actually going to lower the jack, and then they're going to work as a team to maneuver that BKT tire back on in there. This is where teamwork really does come into play, because Ricky's going to tell Kennedy what he needs done, and they're just going to work together to get that tire back on. And then Rick's going to throw those lug nuts back on and tighten it, and then I'll be ready to rip.
And this part to me, I mean, the furthest I've gone is building some IKEA furniture. This is like when you've got to line it up and you've got to get the exact line up perfect. So you can see there's a little bit of precision here, but even during an event, there isn't a lot of chatter. You guys aren't blabbing. You guys are definitely not yelling. It's a very cool, calm, collected vibe happening in the pits. And I know you talked a little bit about teamwork, but you know, why do you think that is? Why do you guys think you work like a well-oiled machine back there?
It's just the easiest way to do it. You know, if we're butting heads and not getting along, things aren't going to get done. So truly is the easiest, just to get along and do everything as a team. And if you guys are on the same level, you guys are working together, you can get this thing flying and going. Like Rick and Joe are right here. They got that tire back on quick.
She's right. You guys give them a round of applause. They made that look easy. A big round of applause to all of our technicians, all of our UNO8 technicians, obviously, are able to keep the trucks in competition ready. And if you guys are inspired by Bam, she clearly knows the ins and outs of this Monster Jam truck. We highly encourage you to check out UNOH. It's University of Northwestern Ohio. It's a great partnership that we've got. And if you want to get your foot in the door with automotive industries, maybe even join us here at Monster Jam. Definitely check it out.
Monster Jam fans, once again, Yanissa Cruz and Jack Farmer up at the main stage. Like we said before, this is as big as it gets. And we have a blast up here with all of you incredible fans. We love making sure that you get to enjoy as much as you can when you come to the pit party. And that's why we have some really special people hanging over at a very, very discreet Monster Jam tent. Jack, can you tell these fans where they're hanging out and where they should go?
Are we talking about the Hall of Fame tent?
We're talking about the Hall of Fame tent.
The Hall of Fame tent. Well, guys, this is something you can only see at World Finals here in Salt Lake City. And we talk about special people, we're talking about VIPs. We're talking about people who are going to be in the Hall of Fame. We're talking Tom Mentz. We're talking Lupe Souza. We're talking some of the very best of all time. Plus, you get to see stuff about guys like Scott Douglas and Dennis Anderson. Of course, you know us announcers, we love our Scott Douglas. So you can go check that out over there. Once again, this is something you only see in Salt Lake City at World Finals, Yanissa.
Now, what's even better is I actually want to kind of piggyback on that. Monster Jam fans, if you don't know who Scott Douglas is, he was just like Jack and I some years back here at Monster Jam. When you go inside of Rice Eccles Stadium and you see a beautiful Warrior Open video and you hear that voice, that powerful, strong voice speaking over the content that you'll see with Monster Jam, that is the Scott Douglas's voice. And if you want to have the opportunity to meet that Hall of Famer, head on up to the Hall of Fame tent right at the entrance to the right of the Monster Jam BKT tire. If you're facing going inside of the pit party, head on over there. Once again, like we said, we got Scott Douglas over there. We have Dennis Anderson, the creator of Gravedigger. Gravedigger has been in the game for over 40 years, Monster Jam fans. We also have the very first El Toro Loco driver in the history of that crazy bull, celebrating 25 years. That's Lupe Souza. He's about to be inducted into the Monster Jam Hall of Fame. And like you said before, we can't forget about the professor, Tom Mentz. The professor, he is the guy that makes sure all of these Monster Jam drivers right now and many to come in the future, he makes sure they're trained very, very well at Monster Jam University. And of course, we don't want to forget about Gary Porter as well over at the Hall of Fame. But even I can't get over how we have not only the Hall of Fame, but we have some very special guests hanging out here that are about to come on this stage and throw it down for all of you Monster Jam fans. Jack, you want to tell these folks who's coming up here?
Who's coming? You mean the musical act? You mean the?
There's a little musical act coming up here. There's a B and an M that's going to come up to this stage.
We got a little. I don't know. Are we allowed to tell people that Blippi is going to be here?
I think we're allowed to tell them.
Are we allowed to tell people that Mika is going to be here?
We are.
Do we have any Blippi and Mika fans in the house? That sounds like a yes. They're going to be right here on this stage performing for each and every one of you in just a little bit. That's what I'm looking forward to. Did you get your glasses, Yanissa?
You know, I've been trying so hard to get my very own Blippi glasses, and I cannot seem to find a pair. So if you Monster Jam fans know of any place that I can get those bright, beautiful orange Blippi glasses, please let me know the place to be. So make your way on over to the main stage, Monster Jam fans. You're going to want to see some really exciting Blippi action. We got Blippi and Mika in the house, ready to sing along and dance with all of you incredible fans. Make some noise if you're having a great time at the World Finals Pit Party.
Together to get a champion tomorrow at the end of Pit Party. For the very first time in World Finals history, Freestyle Mania is going to be crowning a champion. These boys are ready to hit the skies and get some points and earn that trophy in the honor of being the very first champion. We have some practice jumps coming. They're going to get a test of the ramp, of the landing, but more importantly of you Monster Jam fans, because they're going to need your help on judgeszone.com. Showing off their talents, world-class talents, bringing it all the way here to Salt Lake City. Little lazy boy action. This is when you get loud, Monster Jam fans. All right, here we go. It's time to meet some of your superstars. Let's make some noise for DJ Tiffany, JCB Tigatron, Stars and Stripes. We've got Noah Bakken, Grave Digger Red Primer. We got Chandler Hyder, Zombie. It's Greg Duffy, Ringling Bailey Circuit. Cam Sepulveda, Sparkle Smash. It's Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Drew Slough, Classroom Crusher, AJ Roseborough, El Toro Loco. These are your superstars. These are your athletes. As our athletes line up, they're going to get ready for the best trick competition. Best trick means anything goes. Backflips, front flips, whatever it is that they want, they're going to pull off right here for you fans in Salt Lake City. Once again, we need your help on judgeszone.com. If you have a mobile phone, head on over to Judges Zone. Your code is SLC. We're going to gather all of your scores, combined with our expert score of Jared LaRue, and we're going to crown a champion, baby. That's going to happen tomorrow. But let's get this going. Let's check in with the fans. What do you say? Are you ready to kick off this competition? That is a resounding yes. Boys, are you ready to make some noise? Here we go. Let's kick this off the only way we know how. Your first competitor hitting the track is Billy Wilson, Megalodon. Billy Wilson kicked off Freestyle Mania on the West Coast last summer, making his return to action, trying to get a championship here. It all comes down to the best trick. What's he going to pull off? He's getting ready. Let's fly, Billy. Scoring is open, kicking us off with a solid backflip. Nice extension right there. Remember, judgeszone.com is where you gotta be. Jared LaRue has made his score so far. We're gonna check in with him a little bit later in the competition. But the scores are locked for Billy Wilson. And the people have spoken. The judge has spoken. And the score for Billy Wilson, Megalodon, is a 4.425 for your very first competitor. Let's keep this going with everyone's favorite Robo-Pup. Make some noise for Greg Duffy, Ringling Bailey Circuit. That's a lot of noise right there, Mr. Duffy. Let's keep this going. Give it right back to him, Monster Jam fans. Okay, now, of course, we talk about safety all the time here, Monster Jam fans. Greg Duffy has landed his trick, and let's see exactly what you fans thought. While these scores are being tabulated, I'll ask all of our athletes to just hold tight. Safety is a top priority here at Monster Jam fan. If you are a drone that is over getting in the way of our athletes, we ask you to stop immediately in order to continue this competition. You do not want to be the person that is going to ruin this for everybody. We see it going away. Do not come back. We need to make sure that our athletes are nice and safe. How you feeling, guys? You feeling good? All right, here we go one more time. Let's pick the energy back up. Monster Jam fans, make some noise if you want to keep this going. Of course, you got to check in with that score, which was an 8.683 for Greg Duffy. He is now the leader. Let's keep this going with the legendary DJ Tiffany, JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. We've said it before, we'll say it again. Check your favorite Hollywood movies, Avengers, Jumanji, the list goes on. You see him on your big screen as a stuntman, and now you're seeing him here as a Freestyle Mania athlete. Let's fly, TJ! Solid knack flip right there from TJ Tiffany, JCB Digatron, Stars and Stripes. The score is open on judgeszone.com. You got about 15 seconds to lock that in. Our expert judge, Jared LaRue, has given his score. TJ Tiffany is anxiously awaiting right now. Greg Duffy is sitting on the top after 3 competitors. Let's see if this changes a little bit right here. The score for TJ Tiffany is an 8.088, good enough for second place. Your 4th competitor for the best trick is Drew Slough, Classroom Crusher. Drew Slough for the summer. Here we go, representing Classroom Crusher, trying to move up in the overall standings of this championship. Here we go, Drew. Pulling off the flip, Drew Slough seems to have impressed our expert judge while we tally up the scores from judgeszone.com. Jared, what'd you think of that last trick from Drew?
It's awesome, you know, got to start out Freestyle Mania with them last year and just see like kind of how these guys have progressed, you know, getting to ride together. You know, it's a great thing about this program, you know, you're not riding with the same 4 people, you got 8 people, and each and every weekend these guys are coming out, they're pushing one another to go bigger and bigger, you know, to see him stepping up his game, and, you know, it's looking good.
There it is. Right from Jared LaRue. Let's see where those scores are going to leave Drew Slough as your 4th competitor. The score for Drew. Boom, baby. Put him at the top. 8.859. Your new leader, Classroom Crusher. It's time to see those zombie arms waving. Let's go, Freestyle Mania fans. Make some noise for Chandler Hyder. Zombie. Given the nickname place, Chandler. He is your current leader with 22 points so far of the weekend. Make some noise for Noah Bakken, Gravedigger Red Primer. Not only is he showing off that new paint out on the Freestyle Mania bike, Gravedigger Red Primer Noah Bakken is leading the pack so far with 22 points. Will he add some more? Oh, Noah Bakken right there trying to pull off a variation on the backflip. Grabbing that dirt bike at the last second with his hands. Seems pretty pumped about what he's been able to do so far here at the Freestyle Mania World Championship. The score from Jared is in. And of course, you all at judgeszone.com, you've been submitting your scores. And we have it. The score for Noah Bakken is a 7.510, taking over fourth place. Here he is. It's Cam Demonium. Make some noise for Cam Sepulveda. Sparkle Smash. Sparkle Smash is a fan favorite. That Freestyle Mania dirt bike is about to hit the skies, trying to take over Noah for the top spot. What do you got up your sleeve, Cam Sepulveda? Scoring is open. That was your second to last rider, and he seems to have impressed everybody here at the Freestyle Mania Championship. Pulling off a move that is yet to be done so far here. We're tallying up the scores. Will we have a new leader? Yes, we will! The score for Cam Sepulveda, 9.158 for your new leader, Sparkle Smash. We have one more competitor in the FMX Best Trick competition. That is that crazy bull, AJ Roseborough, El Toro Loco. How you feeling, Jared LaRue?
No, it's exciting. You know, Cam came out, did something a little different than everybody else, and he actually stared at the judge the whole time, so it's pretty comical.
He's killing it. What do you got, AJ? Sometimes you don't need hands for your back flip. AJ Roseborough defying gravity, letting go of that dirt bike, flipping it around, and with a nice landing, little stylish wheelie. I know likes to get some extra points right there from our expert judge. Judgeszone.com is open. The scores are coming in. Jared's score is officially in. This is your final competitor. Will he take the top spot? The score for AJ Roseborough is an 8.669, good for fourth place, which means winning a second competition is Cam Sepulveda, Sparkle Smash. That now puts Cam in an excellent position to win this entire championship tomorrow on Sunday with 3 more competitions coming your way here at the Pit Party. But what do you say? One more time. Let's see these boys fly. Make some noise. They have a special treat for everybody here in attendance. You see Cam pulling the horn. It's time for the train. One after one after one after one. 8 tricks. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. If you've never seen dirt bikes fly one after another, let's go! Woo! This is unbelievable stuff that we're watching right now here at World Finals. But I think these guys have one more for you. What do you say, fans? You want to see one more train? The train is in the station. Conductor is checking. Choo-choo! Ending it all with a backflip train. Make some noise for your superstars of Freestyle Mania. Let's catch up with your winner. Cam Sepulveda is going to make his way around. There are 3 competitions left. 3 competitions left tomorrow on Sunday that is going to determine who walks away as your FMX Freestyle Mania World Champion. We'll take a look at the overall point standing when we're done catching up with Cam. Let's go, guys. Way to go. Cam Sepulveda Sparkle Smash has now won both of the FMX Best Trick competitions. It seems as if every time you pull off a super flip, you are impressing the judges. Cam Sepulveda, you're getting closer and closer to walking away with that trophy in Rice-Eccles Stadium. What's going through your mind knowing that we only have 3 opportunities left?
Yeah, it's getting down to the wire. I think you said super flip. I did an Indy flip, but it felt pretty good. My bike kind of got a little sideways, so maybe a little bit of like excitement to the trick, I guess. But yeah, it went well yesterday. Won best trick. Didn't do too good this morning, but we got 3 more tomorrow, and we're gonna give it our all. Try to hold that trophy. And at the end of the day, you know, we're still throwing as big of tricks as we can. So
let's get your instant reaction, because I just heard from the producers you are now in second place, only 2 points back from the lead. You think you're going to overtake that tomorrow?
I sure hope so. I got a couple of big tricks in my bag still. So yeah, these guys better be ready. We got 3 competitions, and I'm gonna go hard.
Heard it here. Make some noise for Cam Sepulveda. Sparkle Smash, your winner for FMX Best Trick. These guys are going to be signing autographs right over here to your right, next to our zone. So make sure you come say what's up to our superstars. For those of you keeping score at home and here at the pit party, let's take a look at the overall point standings. With that performance, Noah Bakken, Gravedigger Red Primer, is now leading the pack, 25 points. Cam Sepulveda has put himself in second place, just 2 points back. And Greg Duffy with 22 points. He's only 3 points back. And rounding out the top 4, AJ Roseborough, Mr. Consistent, El Toro Loco, 18 points on the board. Also tied with TJ Tiffany. So it's going to come down to the wire. 3 competitions left tomorrow. Best whip, upright trick, and best trick. Thank you so much for joining us over here at the Monster Jam Freestyle Mania Championship. We're getting close. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, Monster Jam fans. Once again, my name is Janissa Cruz, piloting the main stage right now. I'm joined by some very special individuals that are up here, right now. But before we chat with them, I want to let you know, if you don't already know, Monster Jam has partnered with a very special organization, and that is St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And we have a beautiful family who has firsthand experience with St. Jude. We have Madeline. Madeline, if you could wave to all these fans. We also have her mom, Katie, as well as her little sister, Charlotte, and their dad, Craig. Now, Katie, I want to talk to you for a second. There are many folks out here that know what St. Jude is and their mission, but many who maybe don't. So if you could please share a little bit about their mission and why you're honored to be a part of the organization and repping them.
So St. Jude is a hospital that treats childhood cancer. They also do it where they do not bill the family for anything. They also help cover travel. They help cover, or they do cover, they don't help, but they do cover housing, travel, food, things like that that are an added expense while your family member, your baby, is in treatment. Outside of that, though, they also do a lot of research. And so a lot of the money that is donated helps provide treatment for a lot of these kids, but it also helps provide more research to help cure childhood cancer.
Now, you have firsthand experience with a process that you had to go through with St. Jude some years back that your entire family was involved in to some degree. So if you could please share with these fans a little bit about your story and how you got started with St. Jude.
So Charlotte over here, she's my 6-year-old. When she was 2 years old, she was diagnosed with a semi-rare brain tumor. We found out right after her surgery and diagnosis that there was nowhere local that could do her treatment. It was a very specific treatment. It was a very special treatment. So we did find out St. Jude was the closest location to us that could do it. Outside of that, we would have to travel out of state 5+ hours. So that is kind of our experience. Charlotte and I moved away together, left half of our family at home, And we spent some time at St. Jude. I see her picture of her brain tumor.
Yeah, if you could take a look at the video board, Monster Jam fans, you'll see pictures of when Charlotte was littler, I guess I'll say, undergoing treatment at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Now, Katie said something that is very, very huge, in my opinion. She said that she had to, along with Charlotte, leave half of her family home. And so I don't have children of my own, but I can only imagine what that can add to the equation when you're dealing with a rare brain tumor in addition to being away from your immediate loved ones. So I said it before and I'll say it again. I think it is impeccable the amount of strength that you, Katie, alongside the rest of your family was able to maintain throughout that entire process, because I've never experienced it, but I'm sure it was not easy. I actually want to talk to your oldest for a second. Madeline is up here on the stage with me right now. And although for some time Charlotte and Katie were away from the family, their family was able to go ahead and visit them. So for people who may not know what St. Jude is like on the inside, Madeline, could you tell these fans, when you would go to St. Jude to visit, what was it like?
So inside the building was like really colorful. There was like little play areas all around the building. And when you walk in, it just gives you hope. And then you know that your loved one that's like getting treated by St. Jude is going to be helped. And yeah.
Thank you so much. I just got to say for a second, Madeline is 10 years old, and the fact that she can sit up here with me right now and have a conversation about something that is really a difficult topic to discuss, especially regarding her little sister, is definitely a huge deal, in my opinion. So let's give Madeline a round of applause really quick, Monster Jam fans. Now, Madeline, I actually want to stay with you for just a bit. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, and I was asking you, like, what are some of the games that you like to play at St. Jude, or some of the places you like to go? And you mentioned the zoo, right?
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned the zoo. Now, I'm curious, what is your favorite animal at the zoo?
A giraffe.
A giraffe. Ooh, that's a good one. The long neck shows their prestige, right? Okay, that's pretty good. I love to hear it. Now, I want to also ask you, what are some games that you like to play with Charlotte whenever you'd visit St. Jude, or activities?
There'd be like a little like game area, and there'd be a whole bunch of games. There's like Candyland, Connect 4, and some other stuff too.
All right. Anybody ever played Candyland before? We got any Connect 4 folks in the house? I know I loved Connect 4 when I used to play. Let's toss it back to your mom for a second. Katie, I want to talk a little bit about not only the process when you were at St. Jude, but you mentioned a little bit earlier that like hope was a huge factor for you and your family, not only because of the brain tumor that Charlotte had, but just being a mom in general. So if you could shed some light onto that, please, with these fans.
Yeah, so when we were at St. Jude, it definitely felt like any other hospital that we had been at. And during the time of her, before she was diagnosed, we had actually been to multiple ERs, multiple doctors' offices, just because of the concerns and the side effect, the symptoms that she was showing. When we got to St. Jude, though, it felt different. The tone that people used when talking to us was very compassionate, very calm, very peaceful. There was times when Charlotte would go to radiation, and they all of a sudden noticed there was one nurse that she would always cooperate with. And trying to get a 2-year-old to let you stick you in your chest is not easy. And when all of a sudden your 2-year-old is lifting her shirt, letting the same nurse over and over do this, they went through, and the nursing staff in the radiology department shifted everybody's schedule so that for 30 treatments straight, Charlotte had the exact same nurse. And it was things like that where it may not seem like a big deal, but as a mom, seeing my child that was traumatized and fearful and screaming, and there was no way to calm her down, all of a sudden having that connection and having this nurse that for whatever reason she trusted, and she would cooperate, and it just, for me, it made it a lot easier too. It's hard to explain to a 2-year-old that you need this. You need to be poked in order to survive.
Right, and that's something, like I said before, that it's just a true testament to how much St. Jude managed to get close to you to make sure that you trusted them, and I'm really happy for that. Now, I want to end on Charlotte. Right here at Monster Jam, with the partnership with St. Jude, we are looking to raise a goal of $20,000 this weekend at World Finals. And Monster Jam fans, like I said before, all it takes is $1. We say it all the time. All it takes is $1 to change and save a life. So, Charlotte, I want to ask you, right here at Monster Jam, what can all of these fans give to us to help St. Jude?
Money.
Let me hear you one more time, Charlotte. What can they give us?
Money.
That's right, Monster Jam fans. If you believe in the mission, go ahead and scan the QR code up on the video board. 100% of the donations collected here at Monster Jam World Finals will go directly to help save another child's life at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Monster Jam fans, thank you so much once again for coming up here and having the opportunity to listen to this beautiful family. Can you please give a loud round of applause one more time for Madeline, Katie, Charlotte, and Craig.
What is happening, Monster Jam fans? I want you to check this out real quick because we are underway with our Low C RC Racing Championship. But not only that, check out who is driving. We have Chucky Palkin III and Classroom Crusher. Wow! Terminal Velocity just won there. Tim Hall Jr. Pretty incredible. We just had Bari Musauer compete with Cynthia Gauthier. Driving their own trucks is pretty cool. These guys are going to get set up for another round, but what's coming up next is pretty incredible because we have real Monster Jam truck drivers, and they're going to be competing against professional RC drivers. That's coming up right now. Cynthia Gauthier is getting ready, but I think first they're about to crown the racing champion here, so we're going to see who took home the lead here in just a few. But while they get set up, I got to tell you guys a little bit about Low C. Low C is basically like a hobby grade RC car designed right after like a Monster Jam truck. So it's totally customizable. You can customize the tires, the engine, the body, and not only that, you can have so much fun with these things. You can upgrade them, and Low C is actually in the house right next to us, and you can go check them out and drive your very own Low C as well. Get to try it out, and they are giving you guys some giveaways, so make sure you scan that QR code. Let's see who we got up here. We have, looks like, the second round here of Low C RC Racing here. We have Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. And in the blue lane, we have Charlie Palkin III in Classroom Crusher. Who's ready? Go green! Looks like here Chalky Palkin is taking the lead. Oh, almost flipped over there. And Classroom Crusher. Oh! Wow. Cynthia Gauthier seems like she's just dancing with Lucas Stabilizer over there. Woo-hoo! Wow. We're going to have another round here of Low C RC Championship Racing. It is the finals. Who do we have in the red lane and the blue lane? Stick around here in just a few seconds. Believe it or not, you see Bari Musauer down there, driver of Zombie Stars and Stripes. Sorry, I blacked out there for a second. Bari Musauer, he got his start driving these Low C RC trucks, actually, and now his son is out here driving. Cairo Musauer is driving the RC Low C Zombie Stars and Stripes, but, you know, we're having such a great time out here. If you guys are in the pit party, you got to come and join us because we are not done yet. We still have more Monster Jam truck drivers competing, and we also have the pros, not the Monster Jam truck pros. I'm talking about the RC pros. They're going to be coming up here racing against the pros. Pros against pros, I guess. We're heading back to the stage right now. We'll see you over here.
Monster Jam fans, thank you so much, Jabari, over in RC World. I'm here on the main stage with my pals, the Paw Patrol, along with their new friend, Rhubarb. You guys Paw Patrol fans? Who here loves Marshall? Who here loves Chase? And who here has had the chance to meet their new dino friend, Rhubarb? We are so excited to have you guys here and be a part of Monster Jam, especially letting our Monster Jam truck, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, be an honorary member of the Paw Patrol this weekend here in Salt Lake City. You can check that out. But you know what else you can check out? You can check out the new Paw Patrol movie coming out in theaters only August 14th. It is Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, where we get to see all about how the Paw Patrol meets Rhubarb over here. You're not going to want to miss it. In fact, if you want to see more about it, take a look at the screen. We have the trailer just for you.
If we're going into that jungle, we need to suit up for the job. Whatever this island throws at us, we'll be prepared.
We are so not prepared! Run! I am running! I'm a bulldog! This is as fast as I can go!
This summer,
Dino Island is the greatest discovery in the world.
I'm Rex. Why don't you let me show you around? Yeah! Welcome to my home sweet home. Whoa! It doesn't have a big screen TV or Wi-Fi. That's just my iCloud. He's always watching.
this island has the biggest diamond mine in the world. Come here, beautiful. When in doubt, we blast it.
That's a volcano! You're going to destroy the island! We need all the help we can get! Take this moment.
Witness a big screen event
Stay cool, little doggies.
of prehistoric proportions.
We've got an island saved. Who's with us? What was that? It's my stomach. Those baby dinosaurs ate all my pup treats. Oh, come on!
No dino's too big, no pup's too small.
I can do this.
Paw Patrol, the Dino movie.
No fear! I want a dinosaur BFF. Best friends forever. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Okay, stop, never mind.
All right, Monster Jam fans, we have a very special treat coming up right now. But first, I kind of want to sport something that we got, myself and Jack Farmer. We got some brand new orange sunglasses. Looking good, Jack. We love how you look. Now, Jack, I don't know if these Monster Jam fans know who's about to come up on the stage.
Do you guys know what it means when you see these glasses? Do you know who this is? Well, Yanissa Cruz, why don't you tell them all who it is?
All right, we have Blippi coming to the stage, but not just Blippi. We got Mika in the house as well. So I need you to get even louder, Monster Jam fans. Coming up to the stage right now, we have Blippi and Mika.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, friends.
Whoa, we are so excited to be here
at
the Monster Jam World Finals. Well, I think we can get a little louder than that.
For sure.
Is everyone excited to be here? Oh, cool.
Woo!
Oh, me too. Well, it's been so fun seeing all the cool Monster Jam trucks and the Blippi Monster Jam truck.
And meeting all you lovely friends.
Yeah. Oh, you know, since we're here, I thought it would be the perfect time for all of us to have a dance party. Does that sound fun? Okay,
I want
great.
to see your very best dance moves.
Oh, yeah. So if you can, stand up and dance and sing along with us.
Yay!
Woohoo! Let's go!
It's going to be so fun! Go, go, go! That's right! And I kind of the math. I want to take the key and go, 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 go. I can't wait to go, go, go. If you just believe. That's true.
Woohoo! Great job dancing, everyone!
Hello. No, no, no. We love curiosity. Woo! You look great. Go, 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 go. I can't wait to. Oh, can't you see? It can take you anywhere.
Woohoo!
I can't wait
to go, go, go! Everyone can't wait to go, go, go! Go!
Go, go, go! I can't wait to go, go, go! If you just believe, it can take you anywhere. I can't wait to go, go, go! It can take you anywhere.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause!
A round of applause. You look fantastic.
Oh, Mika, that was so much fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun to warm up our bodies and do some cool dance moves, but...
Hey, I have a really good idea.
Oh, what's that?
Let's play a game.
Does anyone else want to play a game? Mika, I think they want to play a game.
How about Mika and or Blippi Says?
Wait, I know that game. Has anyone here played Simon Says before? Raise your hand.
I know I have.
Oh, yeah, I love that game. Well, Blippi Says or Mika Says is basically the same game, except we use the words Blippi and Mika.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if I say, Blippi Says, touch your head, everyone make sure to touch your head. But
good job.
If I say,
or if someone says,
put your arms up. Oh, Blippi didn't say! So make sure you listen carefully and follow along. Mika, why don't you start us off?
Oh, thanks, friend. Yeah. Mika says, take a bow. Mika says, high five a friend.
Woohoo, high five.
Mika says, do a silly dance.
Whoa, wiggle!
Mika says, make a silly face.
Woo!
Make a mad face. Hey, Mika did not say.
Mika didn't say! Oh, no! I made a frowny face, but Mika didn't say Mika Says before.
How about you go, Blippi?
Okay, my turn. Okay. We're going to get a little harder each round, so get ready. Okay. Blippi says, put your arms out like a plane. Blippi says, fly like a bird.
Woo!
Blippi says, stand on one leg like a flamingo.
Whoa.
Blippi says, stand up straight.
Okay.
Blippi says, wiggle around. Stop. Blippi didn't say!
You gotta keep wiggling.
Oh, we gotta keep on playing. Okay, next round. Mika says.
Mika says, touch your knees. Woo. Mika says, touch your ears.
Woo.
Mika says, touch your head. Mika says, turn around.
Whoa.
Turn around the other way.
Okay, I'll turn around the other. Wait a minute. Mika didn't say. Okay. Oh, that's really silly. You know what, Mika?
Super silly round?
I think we have time for one more round. The final round, the silliest.
So fun.
The fastest Super Blippi Silly Speed Round! Okay, everyone. I'm going to go really fast.
Okay.
And try not to make a mistake myself.
They're ready.
Okay, here we go. Blippi says fly like a plane.
Okay.
Blippi says flap like a bird.
Okay.
Blippi says touch your head. Blippi says stop. Blippi says touch your head. Blippi says stop. Blippi says touch your ears. Blippi says touch your nose. Touch your ears. Touch your nose. Blippi says touch your head. Touch your nose. Touch your ears. Blippi says if you have glasses, go like this. Woo! Blippi says do a silly dance. Woo! Touch your head. Touch your nose. Touch your ears. Ah! Blippi didn't say! Well, let's give ourselves a round of applause.
Ooh, and a pat on the back.
Yeah, I think that was the silliest round
You did
ever.
a great job. I'm proud of you.
Well, you know, Mika, I think we have a little more time on stage.
Great.
And we are here at the Monster Jam World Finals.
Should we sing a song?
That's a really good idea.
But what kind of song?
What song should we sing?
I don't know.
Maybe a song about a vehicle?
Yeah?
With big wheels?
Yeah?
And they can jump really high in the sky?
And they're really loud?
Let's sing the Monster Truck song!
Oh, I love this song.
Monster trucks are big. Monster trucks are loud. Monster trucks jump high in the sky and they make such a monstrous sound. Monster trucks in the air. Whoa! Monster trucks in the dirt. Oh, can you hear their engines are roaring so loud? Better.
But over here.
Monster trucks have great big tires that crush the cars they land on. Monster trucks can jump so high. I wonder if they can jump over the moon. Woo-hoo! Monster trucks in the air. Oh, monster trucks in the dirt. Can you hear their engines are roaring so loud?
We're having fun over here.
I love monster trucks! Wow. Thanks so much for having a dance party with us and playing a game with us and singing the Monster Truck song. But Mika, I think I'm forgetting one last thing.
I know. Let's spell our names.
Yeah! Will you spell my name with me?
Please.
Okay, ready? B-L-I-P-P-I.
Blippi.
Oh, good job.
Now my